What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is Yo Joe June, and you are here for another episode of 2 Hour Bro Joe Bros, whatever.
Chat do
And our,
bros.
yeah. So, what's up to Crusty Old Crow and this guy right here that just popped in? What's up, Crow?
Look
What's
who
up, guys?
finally shows.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Mhm.
You're good.
You missed
You
the
didn't make it.
meeting.
Yeah.
Is there less
you
of an
missed it.
echo?
Yes. Yes.
I've
You
been
missed
working on
you missed the pre-show meeting, so
Oh, dang it.
you get
Oh,
one.
well, I'm
one
just going to have to wing it like I always do.
one demerit for that. So
You
I
know
do
what
have-
it is, Darren? This happened before with the Jacksons. They needed their dad. We need a dad for this group. Michael
Where's
down
Punk?
here showing up
Where's
late.
Punk at, man?
ain't nobody whipping our ass.
Yeah, it ain't starting with Punk. We need somebody harder than Punk.
So I am, of course, down south 7-7, and up there beside me at the top is
Oh, I'm the Crow, Crusty Old Crow. Always have been, always will be.
and at the bottom we got
I like that.
Craig.
Toyenhancer. Yeah,
Yes,
baby.
sir. We are, of course, Backyard Battlefield. This is our every other Wednesday show, and we do something occurred to me today that we're going to have to talk out and go through a little bit. Coming up is the next one of these we will have due will be the Wednesday before Joe Fest.
Oh,
So we will have to coordinate and make sure we can do it that day, and whatever, we'll talk about it and we'll let you guys know. We hadn't really discussed it yet. That just occurred to me today. You got a lot of echo now.
are you
What'd you
here?
do,
I'm
Crow?
not hearing anything.
What?
What'd you do, Crow?
No, I just don't hear any echo from either of you.
Oh, well, I heard some bad.
I heard it for a second there, but it disappeared.
Yeah, so the next backyard battlefield we did discuss, and it was reminded that it is kind of my turn to host it. So I will be getting that together. But I was telling Aaron backstage there the other day that I need some new headshots of you guys so I can do what 3-Star and his creative team are doing and make some fun posters, right?
Headshots.
Yes,
The
as you
fun
guys
of the
know,
show.
I have worked in media for all of about 9 months, so I'm very
That's veteran for YouTube channels.
So, yeah, right. So I want to go through before we get too deep in and say what's up to all of the people in the chat. So, Son of a Crayon Slayer here first, Daredevil Dave. Then we got Woody Triple Deuce, the Figure Addict, Legend
Woody.
Series, Wraith Mace,
Right.
Loki Wartooth, and
Loki.
looks like that is the crew for now, and that is fine with me. Thanks, guys,
Right.
for
Triple D, Son of a Crayon Slayer.
I think there's still a couple of other streams on the go tonight. Wednesdays
Oh,
seems to
yeah.
be kind of cluttered again. I mean, we did just have that Joe drop, so people are going to be flooding it. It is what it is.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's we knew that when it we knew that from the jump. That's just how it goes sometimes. So
Yeah,
I'm
Pain's
glad
on right now, and
yeah, that's right. So I'm just glad our regular regiment shows up for the battlefield. I'm always glad to see everybody here.
Yeah.
So before we get into the meat and taters tonight, what have you guys been up to? Crow, Aaron, what have you guys been working on?
you go first, Crow.
So I have been. I had to start over on Grievance's Punisher layout a little bit, but I pulled apart my Crimson Guard there last week. I got that all primed up, so I'm getting more focus on his stuff there. That's been getting a lot, and I think I have 6 new characters to reveal in the next week, on top of a couple.
Wow.
Of That's it.
You've been busy.
It's
Oh,
remember when we talked about multitasking? You start 1,000 projects at once. This is that
Yeah.
part where they're all coming done at the same time.
Yes,
But I've been
I
working
love
on
it.
them for a while.
Yeah. That's good.
Aaron.
What about you, AA Ron?
I I've been working on my Viper helmet right here, mainly. I got it sprayed out. Of course, I got the lens installed, and I got the webbing put in to fit on my head good. I just have to do a few more. Oh, I'm spray painting the goggles for it right now. The goggle lens, spray painting those, and then I'll have it together. But I'm excited to have that Viper helmet. It looks good. I love it.
Yeah, from here you
Never
can see
something I never thought I'd have.
Is
It looks a
back
whole
metal?
lot better than last time I saw it.
Yeah. Back metal that bit.
It's just right here. I'm gonna grab it.
Last time I saw it, it was in pieces, y'all.
Yeah, I saw it in like quarters last
You
time.
can see I got it blued out.
Oh,
Nice, nice blue.
that's a beautiful shine. What are you using for that metal?
The visor.
Yeah,
It's actually a motorcycle helmet visor, and all I had to do was Dremel off some ends of it, and it fits in there really good. And this is the more aggressive looking visor where you'll see the visor below it. It's more
right on.
Yeah, it looks good.
Viper-like.
So what are you doing for the rest of the costume? Are you just wearing a bathrobe, or what are you gonna do?
Together, of course, it's just pants and a shirt. I have a special vest coming. I forgot I got to talk into a mic now. I have a special vest coming and whatnot from eBay, and I'm printing off some grenades as we speak. These grenades are cool because you can unscrew them and you can store stuff in them. You can screw them back together. They're really neat. I just found the print like maybe an hour ago, and they're printing off now.
What you gonna store in there?
Oh, my keys, probably. Tired of setting them on the bumper.
White powder.
Set them under. I'll set my keys on the tire. I'm that dude, right?
Yeah,
I don't like a lump of keys in my pocket.
I'll wear the mask.
I don't either.
I'll wear his Viper mask. You'll just have a white line right under the nose.
You're not printing a spoon, are you?
Yeah, right. How much money do you think I make?
I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder.
Yeah.
Not that much.
He's in the cartels. We don't know.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Georgia cartel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right there. Yeah, it's like that thing Sarah Michelle Gellar had in Cruel Intentions.
I don't know what you're talking about, Loki.
I can't see the chat.
What's up, Bob? You can't see the chat.
What's up, Bobby?
Yeah. I got to turn on. Yeah, I can't put it up on the side screen for me. Every time I do,
killing it, man. Bobby killed it last night.
Bobby, you son of a bitch, you're so smart.
And one again, Bobby has already watched this stream. He watched it yesterday.
Yeah, he already knows what we think.
He's in our minds. It's like the Phantom of the Opera.
The
Phantom of the Trivia.
Speaking of Bobby, never mind. I'm gonna say that for another time.
We should have one trivia night just called "The Shit Bobby Doesn't Know," and we just take wild
the shit Bobby doesn't know.
It's questions about like centurions.
Darren, I'm gonna have you host that one.
Yeah. What's up, Matthew?
You'd be able to come up with some cool questions.
Oh yeah, I'll be able to come up with some good trivia questions. They probably won't have anything to do with G.I. Joe. I'll be asking like history questions. What year was the Battle of Hastings?
How fast is your Google?
Yeah, right.
What's up, Matthew?
What it amounts to.
So, Aaron, you told us what you were doing, right? And I told
we want to know who
I was doing.
We want to know who you're doing, Darren.
Yeah,
I mean what you're doing.
Yeah, Darren's doing Darren. That's about all that's going to amount to.
Do we have to do it on this channel?
No, this is on the other. This is on the private channel.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not nothing. I'm working. I'm having a miserable week. It's hot. I hate being hot. I can't do anything about it by bitching about it, but I'm still gonna.
I can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah, I took me. Every time I hear that song, I can't get it out of my head.
So damn
Don't you
hot,
touch my dog! So, no, I'm just trying to get from 1 week to the next, and mowed some grass today. Maybe it won't rain this weekend, so I can go mow it at the other place I've been trying to go for a month now on the weekends and mow. Otherwise, I might as well just leave it and let the weeds reclaim my camper that I've made about 6
You're
payments
gonna
on.
have to go.
Turn
You're
the
gonna
light
have to
switch
go
on.
full. Yeah, you're gonna have to bring the big guns out there now.
Yeah. Yeah, I may need reinforcements, but yeah, that's what I was saying. I paid about 6 payments on that thing since I've even turned a light switch on in it. So
Wow.
I'd like to get down there at some point.
Yeah.
We need to do it. We need to plan a trip, man, and we'll go save the lawn and like build a big bonfire and set up all the Joes around it.
4th of July, man. If I'll be there 4th of July. It'll probably be raining,
Nice.
but I'm planning on going 4th of July.
Sweet. I can
It's
bring
funny,
some
you know,
fireworks.
years ago in the army, mowing someone's lawn meant something very different. And so every time you talk about mowing a lawn that day, I was like, he's having a great time. Some other dude's gonna be pissed, but
Yeah.
he's banging some chick, right? And then
Yeah.
it's never that. You're actually mowing lawns, and that's not fun.
Yeah, it was a small accomplishment today. I thought the grass was going to be too wet to cut all of it, but I did. So enough of that bullshit. You guys pick any toys up this week?
I really I don't think I did actually. Not lately, not in the past few days. I can't think of any that I did pick up. And that's very uncommon for me.
Yeah, you don't have a favor, do you?
No, I just
No, we just talked.
I've been busy working and putting this room together and just life, really.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say it because I already know 3 stars already thinking something along that line. This is a little crazy for Aaron the Toyenhancer not to have a toy this week, right?
Yeah.
And considering Aaron's channel growth of late, perhaps this is Michael Jackson level crazy. I think Aaron's saving his money. We're getting a chimp for the show. Mike, you're buying a chimp, aren't you?
A chimp? Bubbles? Bubbles
It's
the
an
chimp?
elephant.
An elephant. Fuck, I knew it.
Yeah.
It was an animal of some sort, right?
I was gonna ride it around at Joe Fest, and I just
Pardon
don't
my
want to do all. I want to do all that walking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right. Crow, you picked anything up? I know you go
Not-
tomorrow usually.
Tomorrow is usually my day. I was kind of hoping GameStop was going to give me a pleasant call today and say, Doc, Jinx, anything, Beachhead, whatever. I did not get such a call. I'm not reassured anything before the 15th. So we'll see. Right now, no. The last cool thing I bought was that barn prop that I had in one of my videos earlier. I bought a barn prop, and I'm going to do to that what I did my turtle lair, and that's it. That was the week's purchase.
Nice.
What
Oh, I
about
can't
you?
wait
You
for
bought
Jinx.
you bought those Mythic Legions Beset and Anubis. What else? did
Yeah, I
you buy?
got those
Else?
in. Yeah, I actually got lucky. I mean, I guess you could say lucky. I stopped in Ross yesterday, which is the one I usually go in, which is not near the house, but it's near where I work, and I found some of those $3.99 reaction figures.
Oh.
So for the
Nice.
wall, because they ain't getting open, so I picked up red Ninja.
Oh yeah.
Wow, nice.
Got
nice.
the red Ninja.
Okay.
That's gonna
Yeah.
look good on the wall, and picked up this
$3.99, you say, huh?
Disco Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I got that one. That one's awesome.
Yep.
So the
I
game-
thought it was the glow in the dark one, but it's not the glow in the dark one. I was kind of sad.
Yeah.
I've seen those, but I've only seen the one that they have my GameStop, and it's always wreckage now.
Oh yeah, I've seen the wreckage. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be buying these things if I wasn't buying them on clearance, but they look
Yeah,
great
that's-
on the
that's-
wall.
That's the only reason I pick them up. I do like that Python Patrol Cobra Command.
I'm missing 2. I need the Trooper and the Bat, because the other 3 I found that day at that one discount store. But the other one that they had, which I'm kind of sad about because the card is kind of beat up, but they had
Oh,
that
nice.
dude.
Oh yeah.
And check out the illustration, man.
Yeah, look how
The-
glossy
the-
it is.
Oh yeah.
The
It's
cards
super-
vac.
Yeah, the whole GI Joe is gloss.
Wow, they really just went
That's
with
smoking,
it.
man. I haven't seen that one, but Darren, do you do like I do? Do you just keep them on card?
Oh yeah. Why in the hell would I open these
The
things?
card looks so
Yeah.
great, and it's
But
only
the bubble
not even
is all
recommended.
the bubble's all smashed in on it. Like,
Oh, I haven't
I've
seen
got
that one.
I've got the other one. I thought for a minute I had this one, but it's the one that's darker blue and it doesn't have the chrome whatever shit all over it. It's just cardboard.
Those figures, they suck as an action figure, but they look so cool, man. And
They look
as
great.
just on that card, and like I was surprised like how many they put out, man. There's a shit ton of them.
They are, and I guess
Hilarious.
it's the attrition, right? It's like they say about asking out girls. If you ask 20, at least one's probably going to say yes. I guess if they figure they put out 20 reaction figures, they're at least going to sell one at retail.
Hey,
So,
there's Conhosis again. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Conway Sos, what's happening?
Is
bro?
it
Conhosis. My
Conhosis?
bad.
Is it Conhosis?
Huesos is how you
Huesos.
pronounce that.
Huesos.
Huesos.
That's from a Canadian
Yeah.
motherfucker. Pardon me.
The HUE is pronounced way. And I got this from
The way
Walmart.
that rolls off the tongue.
Actually sent the right shit and didn't destroy the box.
Oh, you got him. Okay.
I got him.
Nice. Dude, that was the one you were
I was
lacking,
gonna
yeah?
ask you if you had him yet because I had a
Are you
line
complete
on it,
now?
but he was asking too much.
Is what is been released so far in the US. Collection is complete.
Nice.
Congrats, bro. Congrats,
It's not-
man.
It's
That's
not going to
awesome.
last long, but thank you. I went ahead and
That's
ordered.
a big achievement. It's hard, man.
Mhm.
He's still, I mean, he's still easy to find, but you look at some of these, the way they cycle some of these characters in and out, like just they're here and you don't think anything about them, and then
Yep.
you're like, I'll pick it up later, and you go to looking and it's like $40. The best example I can think of is Cover Girl. A lot
Cover Girl,
get
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
saw
Perfect example.
is there a demand for Cover Girl down there? Because I got a line on one I can pick
You
up.
can't
and
get her.
tomorrow and bring with me.
there is now. I mean,
Yeah.
when she come out, I think a lot of people skipped her because one, that was the first wave that used the windowless packaging.
Mhm.
That's the one I have.
I might pick
that
it
was
up tomorrow.
that was the first wave that used the windowless packaging. It is Cover Girl, and once word got out that she kind of had a janky arm, a lot of people said, I'm going to skip her. And I
Okay.
really like the figure.
Hey
guys,
you just
I've
decided
gone
to skip
through-
me, and here I am looking all pretty in Aaron's hand, and guess who doesn't have a Cover Girl now?
I've gone through two of them, right? Like I have the one for my shelf, and I've used one as conversions because I got it at like clearance. But they have another one, so I was figuring when Aaron went to Toylanta, he talked about they did figure trades.
Yeah.
Right? So I might just throw one in the suitcase to do that. Falcon, I'll keep my eyes open for Falcon, Loki for sure.
Yeah, those two. See, everybody said, "Oh, I'm going to pass on Falcon,"
And here
because
we go.
and here we are. That Falcon is worth $35 to $45. Cover Girl is going for about 40-ish.
I think it was
That
the head
shop-
sculpt that did
Yeah.
it, though.
Well, I mean, I'll
Yeah,
definitely
I like
grab-
it.
I'll grab it and Cover
Yeah,
Girl.
I like it. I think it's okay, but
It's fine, but the makeup was just too much. Like if you
Yeah,
look at
I
the
agree.
eyes, nose,
I
mouth, it's
would-
good shape.
I would rather
She's
the females not have so much makeup.
Yeah, it's
She's
not
a
bad.
model. She's a model.
She's
think
a model, but she's military
I like-
standard.
I like blonde
there's
Cover
an
Girl better.
in-between, right? I
What's
mean,
wrong with you?
I
She
knew
did
lots
not-
of really good-looking maintainer women in the military, and they didn't wear their makeup when they were working on engines, man.
They did
Yeah,
not
that's
give her
good.
no justice in the back department. I'll tell you that.
So yeah, when you
not
were
like
talking
Scarlet.
about Tunnel Rat
Yeah.
being a hard one to get because Night Force, Walmart exclusive lines, things like
That's
that.
what I'm thinking.
for us up here, the one that I've never seen come back to Walmart since it was up for pre-orders was basically Range Viper and Shadow Tracker, because they were two more Walmart lines, right? And yeah, that's what I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for. So I'll definitely pick up some picks to do trades.
I guarantee that there's not a Walmart in my state that has had a Range Viper or Shadow Tracker on the shelf.
Yeah. No, never on the shelf. It was part of that online only catalog, like Night Force was supposed to.
Yeah, I've never seen one on the shelf.
Yeah.
Well, I saw pictures of people posting them, finding them in the store.
Same with
but I think they were online orders that didn't get picked up, and they got put on the shelf for like clearance for some reason.
I feel like I saw a Shadow Tracker at GameStop at the very start of things, like the same way I saw Arctic Bat and Eel, but then I never saw it again, right? But yeah,
GameStop has been smoking for me lately, man. I go in there and they're just lined out with figs, man. I mean, it wasn't like that in the beginning over here when I first started collecting, but now it's good.
Yeah, GameStop. I mean, lately, like GameStop's been fire, man. That one I went in here where I found Rakonda. I didn't tell y'all that. Like the next week, I walked in another Walmart and they had 2 Rakondos on the shelf. Like
I seen 3 at a Target yesterday.
Loki shared some pictures with me. I just don't, because I'm using my tablet and I don't know how to upload the pictures. Loki has a new 3D print he was playing with. It's a new comms pack and it features a handset. Just like I said, they always need when I added one to my conversions. Proper radio without either earpiece and a microphone or a handset. Loki has that for you guys. So go check out Model Misfits 1138 and see if he's got those pictures up. There you go, Loki. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Nice. Bobby asked me, but did anybody else pick up Scarlet 1 today? It come out today.
Scarlet 1?
Yeah, they're doing Scarlet like they did Duke and Cobra Commander. There's a Scarlet and a Destro comic. Destro comes out the Wednesday of Joe Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that, man.
So you can anticipate probably a Baroness and somebody else down the line.
Major Blood.
Yeah,
Major Blood would be a good one.
Yeah.
So I've got that one on hold at the shop that I'm now going to get my stuff from. They're starting to hold box for me, so I've got to go try to get it this weekend.
Yeah, I'll try and pick it up tomorrow when I'm out and about. But the closest comic shop I got in my area is about a 40-minute drive. So the one went under. They are not reopening. That was my favorite little one to get them from. They're done. So now it's going to be harder to get those #1 issues. And more importantly, as most collectors know, #1 isn't always the problem. It's #2. Right?
Yeah. Word gets out how good it is, and the second one's gone because everybody's got that word of mouth spreads, and 2 is gone.
They'll get the print, reprint, whatever.
And it's like when a comic ends too. Like it's not usually the last issue; it's the second or third to last because the production is still low and they ramp it up for the final. That's why G.I. Joe 153 and 4 are worth more than 155.
So that raises a brilliant point. I'm so glad you brought this up because we can actually put a little bit of comic knowledge at play here. Who's doing G.I. Joe right now? It's Skybound. Who's running Skybound? It's Robert Kirkman. What's Robert Kirkman's big title? Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
You know how The Walking Dead ended as a comic? Nobody saw it coming. It just ended. Boom. Done. No warning whatsoever.
It's what they should have done to the show.
Yeah. So there was such a negative feedback. And it was like, what did you want? This critical build, knowing the world was going to end, or the end of a story? And all I'm saying is, when you think that he's already okayed that strategy is palatable for the market, we cannot predict what G.I. Joe will look like as far as when they want to end a title or change the title. It's just things like that. He does that. Right?
Read this comment from Daredevil Dave.
Oh, man.
Oh,
what did I do?
That's low down.
What did I do to Triple D, man?
Low down. I still don't know how to move these. I still don't know how to move the screens around. Oh, there we go. There you go. Now I'm the tank.
Dave, I'm going to give you one of
tank,
these for a wicked roast, but I'm also going to ask you, because you're meeting Aaron soon, how flexible are you? Okay.
I'm flexible.
He's
Flexible
not
as
that.
shit.
He's not that tall.
No.
I can roll over back of my neck very easily. All kinds of stuff. You guys,
I'm just saying, if you're going to
blown
call Aaron the
away.
taint, be prepared to smell the taint.
I don't think I'm that flexible.
Yeah,
No,
right.
but I can be stretched.
Yeah, yeah, that's what she said.
I'm more concerned about Daredevil Dave, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Son of a Crayon Slayer asked if anybody's got their retro beachhead yet. Just Shark Eyes.
Yeah, just shark eyes. I'm thinking that I'm gonna start planning trips, over there, like every once in a while, like write them out and just bring some home.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
that
an intelligent investment.
I don't know if that would be worth.
There.
Yeah, the cost to go to Australia and
Yeah.
back. And
You'd have to
you better hope-
strategically plan a vacation trip.
Okay, so this tells me that you plan on building your own plane or boat because there's no way you're paying airline tickets, right? You're just going to do it.
I got something
waiting.
better, Crow.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
mothership's got a dinghy. Okay.
There it is. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Like
Going
the
all the
guy
way
who
across
wanted
the
to
world.
prove the Earth was flat. You're going to build your own flight pod and take it up.
It's a trouble
Oh.
bubble, man. Trouble bubble.
It's coming to bring the trouble of U.S. dollars to bolster the Australian economy. Oh, yeah. Did anybody? Here's another question for you guys and for the chat, because everything has been overshadowed by Yojo June so far that we're about to get into. Did anybody buy anything on the Pulse sale? On the
Pulse?
Yeah, the sale they're having.
I just
Was
did the
that the
pre-order.
one where they discounted Tiger Force Dusty?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was when I ordered Tripwire, but there was no sale price for it. But I saw that sale. It wasn't.
Oh no, that's the outlet. They moved him to the outlet. Maybe it's not in Canada.
Maybe
It's
I couldn't find it on there. Yeah, why?
Yeah. It's they do one twice a year. And this is the first one that they started what guys, like 2 days before the pre-orders, 3 days before. The certain stuff on the sale is what is it, y'all? 15 or 20% off. And if you're a Pulse member, it's 35% off.
Oh, wow.
It made me think of that.
Yeah.
Made me think of that because he's flying the bubble around, and the bubble is one of the things that was on the sale.
Oh shit! I'll have to find
so were
Bro,
Valkyries, which were
Yeah,
Do you have a trouble bubble, dude?
they're
What's
gone.
Huh?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I mean, I know you guys, you had an abundance of trouble bubbles. Canada, we can only find Tiger Force. So
you don't have a bubble, do you?
No, we never.
I didn't know, man. My bad. I didn't want to ask you a lie, but
yeah, no, and there was the Valkyries. At least there, if you're saying they're on sale, I know a few guys looking for Valkyries. So hop on Hasbro Pulse and have a look, guys, because the Valkyries are on sale. Let me know.
Well, they're sold out now. They were the first thing.
They were on sale.
They were the first thing that went. I haven't looked to see if
I only have 2 sets of it.
I haven't looked to see if the bubble sold out or not. I'll try and look real quick. But the Valkyries, like when it dropped, I actually had 2 Valkyries in my cart, and I was like, man, it's like I know all these pre-orders are fixing to come out. Like I didn't buy them. I didn't pull the trigger on them, but it wound up being like $72 for 2 sets of them, plus tax. But I have 2 sets. I traded a set. Like I much as I like those figures, I'm not going to spend any more on them. The bubble is still in stock on that Pulse sale.
Did you see the deal Woody 222 got? He said, I got $21 off each trouble bubble. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I was looking at the site. Yeah, that's you have to spend $75 to get the 35% off.
Okay,
That's the other.
And I was
That's
going
the
to
other
say,
thing.
Damn, that's
considering
awesome.
all the debacles of late, like within the last 6 months, that people have said, I have a pre-order advantage through Hasbro Pulse. That means nothing right now. It's nice to see that Pulse membership actually giving something to the guys now, because it didn't seem like the pre-orders were really giving any advantage paying for that membership.
Yeah, you get you get the hour of exclusivity before it goes up to the general public. But what it really makes the difference, you're right, are these sales, but also that extra hour with Pulse exclusives.
Right.
If the vamp goes back up, Pulse members are probably going to get that hour to get it.
That's a fair point. I guess, yeah, when you're getting for second opportunities off proven problem items, I can see that advantage too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Woody and Grievance say the shipping, you get free shipping with it, and that makes a lot of difference. Although some of that stuff is not as expensive to ship as you would think. Like the hiss coming from Hasbro, the hiss was like $19 is what the freight cost on it was. Shipping and handling it was like 19 something. And I think the Dragonfly was like, it would have been 18 something. It would have been close. But I mean, hell, that's, 18 $19 is $19 and you're paying $50 a month for that membership.
Yeah, that's when I started. That's when I started my membership, when I got the hiss.
So I'll probably end up getting a membership soon, because I'm glad you listed off those prices for shipping, because I was like, man, my budget for Joe Fest is good, and if I have too many things like a hiss tank on top of a bunch of figures, at least I'll know, hey, I got to ship that back, and that's kind of what I'm looking at for the cost. That's good to know, right?
Yeah.
But we are going to get to those figures that are coming out in the wave soon, but I wanted to quickly mention, the other thing I've decided I think I'm going to back this year, guys, is that Mezco tank, the Wolverine
Bridge layer thing, yeah.
Ramen toys.
Ramen thing.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to back that.
I like the way it looks.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I saw those photos the other night, and I was like, shit, yeah, I don't care. 2-year wait probably, but I'm going to do at least one of these things with whatever their own locks are.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm thinking about it. I'm actually thinking about ordering that Joe Fest exclusive one, the Mauler tank, the one we talked about the other morning.
Right, but that's not classified scale, is it?
Yeah, it's 112.
And how much is that?
150.
Oh God, order me one.
You'll be there.
Was that? Oh, I thought
you'll be there
to get access to those orders. Because when I looked at the ticket prices before Aaron and I talked about going, that I was going, they had different tier unlocks with the tickets, and some of them were the deluxe figure or whatever access, right? So
those sold out a long time ago.
Yeah, and I thought that's what you were talking about. Like, to get that tank, you had to have that ticket. And that's why I was
sometimes you can get lucky though and buy that big. Sometimes people sell that stuff there. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
the Mauler was going to be up for grabs. I'll definitely pick up one of those too, man. Like I said, I'm buying into my channel, boys. I'm getting caught up.
Yeah, it's a Joe Fest exclusive, but he will have it available to buy outside of Joe Fest. So I don't know why he's calling it a Joe Fest exclusive, but yesterday I think it come out that it would be available to buy outside of Joe Fest. What you do is you buy there and you buy it and they give you the little card, and then you go and you check out and set up your shipping and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how that worked.
I don't know. Did any of you guys have the Mauler when you were a kid? Like, I know you probably all have them now, but did you have them as a kid?
I didn't have a Mauler, and I still don't have one.
I didn't have one. Brandon Cousin had one, but Pop Blender, he had one. I didn't have the Mauler.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I had the Mobat, and the Mobat was RC in the point where you could just push that cupola forward, the tank would move, right? Yeah. But didn't the Mauler have like a little gear selector on the back engine hatch or something that allowed, wasn't that some sort of similar system? Like, it was automated, wasn't it?
It wasn't. I think it was just the same. I think it was just
Was it the same
forward and
premise,
back.
like forward, back? Yeah, I thought they could do more with it, but it was such
Yeah,
a
I
much,
think
so much
so.
cooler looking tank too.
Yeah, I mean, it was just completely updated. It was just modernized. Loki asked if anybody signed up for the Sergeant Slaughter custom figure class, and that's just so it's not confused. There are two things that you can sign up for: the custom figure class and Sergeant Slaughter's breakfast. The custom figure class is making a Sergeant Slaughter figure. I'm sure that's what he meant, but I just didn't want anybody to think that it's like a custom figure class led by Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, that would be
So
fun. Loki,
I did not. I did not sign up for that because I'm one, I'm not that much of a customizer, and two, I'm not getting up that early.
Hey, Loki, do me a favor. If you or Dave have the links to these things where you're signing up for stuff, can you just send me that so I can see these links? Because Aaron, did you know about that?
I did. I
You
briefly
did, eh?
read
Okay.
over. I briefly read over the GI Joe Fest thing, but
Yeah,
like,
I have not. So.
there's certain things like there's going to be too many people. I'm just going around and seeing and doing live
Yeah.
streams and buying toys and whatever I get to see there. Like I'm basically just going to wing it when I get there.
Yeah, no, I just want to
Yeah.
see what they're making available because as we're streaming stuff and going around, because like you said, we're probably going to be shopping and talking the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for content, guys at home kind of want to see what's going on. It'd be good to know what's going on and when. So even just walking by it might be able to show somebody Sergeant Slaughter that they've done or something, like just get that.
Yeah.
vibe.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure like you'll be able to we'll get like a brochure or something that lists the events, and then maybe you can be like, well, this is going on right now. Let's walk over there and see, kind of thing. I don't know. This is my first one of these, so I'm kind of curious as to how it's going to go down myself.
I'd like to think I'm going to be acting like an adult, but let's face it, it's G.I. Joe. I've got myself a little checkbook in my pocket. I'm going to be like a 9-year-old on Boxing Day with blank checks, right? Like, toy.
Yep.
If I turn on a
Absolutely.
camera, I'm surprised.
Absolutely. Yeah, I found a place that I go in that's got a really, really good deal on a GoPro 9, which they're up to like 12 now. So, but I mean, like it's way more advanced than the Faux Pro that I brought with me when I come to see you, Aaron.
And that one was good, man. That one you had was good.
The Faux Pro. I like that.
Yeah. I want it. It's a good enough price that it's worth buying it because it's got the Wi-Fi, it's got the Bluetooth, it's got better mics, which is what I want because that's the main problem with the one I got is the mic gets fuzzy. So I think I'll buy it and check it out just to.
It's really nice too.
See.
You can download the app and you can like transfer stuff over like real easy, man.
I'm not even going to buy the thing until Friday if I buy it, and I've already downloaded that app.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. Pool party. I'm not going to be there. I won't be there Thursday. I won't be there till Friday afternoon.
I do have a nice pool we can jump in.
I had to get me a G.I. Joe thong, y'all.
I'm working on my beach spot.
No, I'm actually going to bring I've got that tripwire underwear for the Tiger Force tripwire. I'm going to wear that. So
sexy.
Sexy man. Oh, sexy man.
I'm strictly skinny dipper.
I'm one man. I'm one man down, and I'm not made of rock. Don't wear it too sexy, boy.
I gotta let it breathe.
So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and start talking about what we came to talk about. So I got everything ready. So what I'm going to do is for posterity's sake and for also the record is assuming my computer cooperates, I am going to walk through the actual stream from yesterday itself. And we're going to talk about these figures and some of the reveals. We're going to touch on all of it and try to go through it, quick as we can. But we're actually the actual pre-orders that are going up this month we're going to discuss them, see what you guys think, and we are going to actually give these guys a rating just like they do on American Idol and in the Olympics. We got our little cards and we're going to write them down and we're going to see what everybody thinks. I will also for the record say that I fucking hate leaks. They've ruined this entire month for me.
There you go. Right.
The main person that leaked them, I like very much. I really, really like and enjoy that person, and have actually purchased from them several times. But I can't be mad at. I'm disappointed because what we got the list of was, like, as we found out, it looks like it's everything for the month. They might throw a curveball in there and they might show us some other stuff that is not on that list. We're going to see renders, and probably another name drop or two. Who knows what we're going to see, but I am disappointed we got the entire list right off the bat.
I agree, and we talked about that the other day when I did my stream, because I agree 100% with you, but I don't blame the person that put the leak out. I blame the culture that will no longer accept anything new to surprise them without demanding a leak. The need and want for and responses to leaks are why people are generating leaks, right? You'll watch them, and that'll generate the algorithm, and that's why they're out there. And meanwhile, there's the bystanders who are just as much a part of the community or the fellowship or whatever, just the Joe fan base going, I don't need it all. One leak would have been cool. Two leaks, great. All the leaks is now no surprises at Christmas. Right?
Yeah, it just like Grievance just said. Yep. So I was disappointed. You're right, but in this case, a lot of these leaks that we get, it's Hasbro. It's somebody at Hasbro. They're driving it. This one was not. Now that don't mean they might not have come out anyway, but this one wasn't. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh hell yeah! And then when we saw the stream, I was like, well, that's everything.
Well,
like
Rakondo hadn't made the list, and on the initial
Stalker.
Yeah, sorry, Stalker. I keep saying Rakondo.
Everybody is doing that.
Yeah.
The third retro had not been included on that list. And on his initial first release, I think he omitted to say Spirit and Low Light were there, but everybody knew they would be because Slaughter was right there. Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we've known about the Spirit and Low Light, and we've known about that.
And that was
for a long time.
Yeah, and that was somebody at the Hasbro, at Hasbro themselves, apparently, in the packing that did that photo. So look at those handsomes.
So we're gonna start right here, and for this part of it, I've got the audio up because this is the first thing I want to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
So, fear not, Emily is not far. She's just very busy working on San Diego Comic-Con, getting all of that ready for all of you. And also, for anybody that's wondering, HasLab announcement, that won't be happening today. But if you can read between the lines, that's because G.I. Joe has been given the coveted San Diego Comic-Con.
Little line.
You guys are going to reveal that's something.
No pressure. No pressure.
You guys are going to do something really.
All right. That's the first thing that I wanted to go ahead and bring that up right there, because that don't mean it's a fucking Rattler.
The line was going right through the Rattler symbol, and he's told me to read between.
You know what else has that logo? Most everything Cobra that flies. Read between the lines is what he said right before when he was talking about G.I. Joe Emily is at SDCC, and as far as HasLab, read between the lines, that means Emily is going to be at SDCC for the HasLab reveal. Do you really think that they would let him drop a hint that blatantly obvious?
Oh yeah,
blatantly obvious. We've got no hints at anything at all.
Wait, what? Lenny kind of reacted a little bit after he said this, and Lenny was kind of like,
Turn the camera off, but I'm still here. This is so
I
that
think
I
there
can
was a
do-
little bit of reaction from Lenny that kind of led it me
Let's
to.
see Lenny's body language.
Let's see,
know
let's
why-
see
why you
body,
think so.
body language on. Now, I've only watched it one time, but Lenny's looking at him, right?
The last 4 years, I've been exclusive
So let's see.
since
Look-
January of this year.
Oh,
Also
wait,
been
I
working
do
on G.I.
believe
Joe.
he's peeking down at his shirt.
Fear not, Emily is not far. She's just very busy working on San Diego Comic-Con, getting all of that ready for all of you. And also, for anybody that's wondering, like, HasLab announcement, that won't be happening today. But if you can read between the lines, that's because G.I. Joe has been given the coveted San Diego Comic-Con slot. So that's going to be pretty awesome.
Sweet.
You guys are going to
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
that's
so
the
read
big-
between the lines. GI Joe is getting the HasLab announcement at SDCC.
I've seen
right
nothing
here.
about that. Yeah, nothing about hinting that it's a Rattler at all.
Then we can finally
Right.
order our rattlers.
So what's up? We'll say what's up to Cobweb, man. I appreciate you showing up, Cobb, because you absolutely knew it was going to be about GI Joe. So thanks for coming by.
Weird.
Todd C, what's happening, man? Thank you for coming by. If it's the Rattler, like, I'm okay if it's the Rattler. Like, I like the Rattler. I want the Rattler. It's not what I think it's gonna be.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be the Moray. I've said it numerous times. I think it's gonna be the
Moray.
Hydrofoil. Now, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I am fine. I love the Rattler, but I still say Lenny said way back they're going with land, sea, and air. We haven't seen sea. Maybe it's more difficult to do a sea setup, but it ain't more difficult than doing an air setup, and we're getting a 2.5 foot helicopter.
And
So-
that's the thing, right? So the helicopter is a far cry different than a airplane. In that helicopters can hover. Yes, I know the Rattler had VTOL for takeoff and landing with its wings and everything, but you got to think about the precedence of a new flight stand you'd want. And I heard this. I don't know if it was Articulated Ninja or its chat or somebody when they were talking about HasLab considerations, right? Picture your HasLab sitting in the middle of your shelf. It's your centerpiece. It's your prize. What is it doing? Okay, so with the tank, it could be doing a lot of things. You can pose a lot of figures around it. It could be sitting still and doing that. What besides reloading a Rattler and refueling a Rattler can you do with multiple figures? Right. And this was one of the arguments they had was like, storytelling wise, it's a limited story piece. Now, a Moray or a tank, get me off full screen, by the way.
You know,
Anyway,
the Rattler holds two
fucking
figures,
ass.
though, right?
Yeah, 2 whole figures. You know how many the Moray holds? About 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You
And
can-
that was
we-
the argument they were making was the storytelling aspect of an investment like a HasLab.
Yeah. Right here.
Let me ask
Woody,
you this though: how many figures does the Vamp hold?
Vamp holds 2.
2 legitly.
2 legitly. They have not unlocked any tier or any crew to go with the Vamp.
Yeah, and once you shake the gridiron off of it, what's the price difference between a Vamp and a Rattler, possibly?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
couple
once you-
$100.
Once you load your Vamp up with gridiron, it's going to be the price of a Rattler.
I agree. I do agree with Punk, though. The Rattler can be done not as a HasLab. And I agree with him on that. It can, now it will be the most expensive fan channel or Pulse exclusive vehicle that we've seen. But I think the Rattler can be done without that. Will it be $250? Yeah. But so like Woody said, they've dropped no hints at all for months, and suddenly they're just going to tell you what it is. Yeah, they've done no hints like they did with the Dragonfly. Even when people finally figured out it was the Dragonfly, we still had to decipher the number on the side, and you know that everybody was like, well, the Dragonfly's got that on the side, and everybody was trying to multiply it and do all kinds of shit with it. So
That's one thing I wanted to ask you guys. Do Do you think we're gonna get an answer this month on when we're gonna see the dragonflies?
I
That
heard.
is. Go ahead.
I just heard it was as late as November, but nobody had nailed it down because they had skipped around between the end of the summer and November. That was all.
Yeah. What's up, Oz? Ostradamus coming by. I will be extremely disappointed if we don't get a dragonfly update. That is one thing about this stream. That is the main thing about this stream that pissed me off, aside from knowing everything that was going to be in it, aside from renders and name stuff, is they didn't say a word about the dragonfly.
Yeah.
As far as we know, it's still summer. Summer does not end until September. I'm not going to be pissed until September. What is it? 21st, 22nd, when summer is officially over and we go to fall.
Right.
They hadn't said a word about it. So there is that. Yeah, go get me some too. Ice cream time. Like peanut butter jelly time. We're all Oz holes now because Oz is here.
Lucky, all the dang ice cream you eat, you must be farting all over the place.
Oh, wait a minute. I got something. Oh, fault noise. I can't say it. I can't say it like the Woody says it. Fault noise. That's how I say it. I can't get it right.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead and let's move on a little bit. Talk about this guy right here.
Slot. So
Not
that's
this
pretty awesome.
guy.
What you guys are going to reveal.
Not you. All right. There we go. No. I had it on there and then I took it off. All right. So Saw Viper. Now see if I can clear that.
Second digital
Man,
render.
why does it keep going back? Nope, not you. You. All right. There. Finally. Saw Viper. Okay.
We're good.
Jesus. All right. So Saw Viper. This is the one figure I am waiting for the most now. Everything that I've really wanted and looked forward to pretty much has been announced or coming out. What do you guys think about Saw Viper?
Oh, I'm coming
I
back.
think I'll go first.
Yeah.
I think it's very bland, man, in my opinion. But Saw Viper wasn't a Viper that I had as a vintage Viper, but just to look at it, he's a little bland. Just on the color scheme. I don't know what it is, man. It's not popping. I know the visor's bright and everything. It's just not. I don't know why this ain't doing it for me, man. What do you guys think?
Oh, I'm just having a look. I blew it up. I think it's kind of funny, but yeah. It's definitely not a complete render. Like I would definitely say there's a much more to follow on this. That machine gun he has is interesting because it's a saw, right?
Yeah.
Section assault weapon, right? So it's basically the same as their regular rifles, but with a higher rate of fire and more ammo. But they lay it out like it's a Gatling gun. If you look at the back handle, at the very back, he's holding that like Jesse the Body and Predator, right? Like firing from the hip with that thing. And there's a little cutting saw on the bottom of it, like where a bayonet lug would be, which I think is funny. So it's Saw Viper.
He came out in 1990, man, and he had a lot more, like a lot more black, and his tones were just more defined.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with this render, and I think they even said as much. Like these are the renders, and they're never done. But if you look at his helmet as well, like I blew that up, it does look like that helmet. One, it's definitely a removable piece over a head, like some sort of skull cap. And then two, I don't think that's the visor that we're getting. I think that's a blanked out CGI spot, not the visor.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Matthew brought up the Saw Viper has a saw, not a saw. You know, the original figure only came with like a big gun, you know.
The
Saw Viper, I don't know.
Section assault weapon.
It's a semi-automatic weapons. That's what it means, right? Yeah, it wasn't talking about a saw.
But bottom line is, it's a section weapon. It's your high rate of fire weapon for a section of other rifles. Like that's its role. You don't have the need or any reason to put any kind of cutting implement on the end of it. You're not charging a trench with a bayonet. You're certainly not doing anything with a chainsaw. What the actual hell?
Exactly. So go ahead.
So, couple things. First, the original, we all know that his gun was a mistake because it was sent as a two up, and they accidentally modeled it and said that was the final approval. And that's the only reason that gun was only supposed to be half that size. But in his file card, it reads more like a sniper than a heavy machine gunner. His original gun also has a giant scope, has all this super advanced optics on it. He is more of a sniper than a heavy machine gunner. In the comics, he was portrayed more as a heavy machine gunner, which is what I take him to be.
Right.
The file card talks about how specialized he is, how he's basically a squadron of low light for the most part. And then he come out with the giant gun, and all of a sudden, a heavy weapons specialist. It's not a squad automatic weapon. It is a giant ass, probably battle rifle that can switch between full and semi.
Oh yeah, it's definitely sci-fi.
Let's read it out of the book for a second. I want to read it to you guys. Saw Vipers. It's a brief. It's S period A period W period. It's spelt like that. It's semi-automatic weapons. Cobra's heavy machine gunners included heavy machine gun, ammo belt, bipod, and backpack. Originally called Claw Vipers, Cobra Light automatic weapons. From the prototype file card, the Saw Vipers action figures have one of the largest machine guns of all G.I. Joe characters. Saw Vipers are lethal and deadly Cobras, and the technology that supports them is highly advanced as indicated on his file card. So it's a highly advanced, and that. Like I said, this is when 90s, man, that's when I was like dipping out of G.I. Joe. But even when I was a kid, when I thought of the Saw Viper and I seen the Saw Viper in the store and I never got it, I just figured he was sawing down folks, with his gun.
Yeah, exactly. And what Matthew said, like whoever tooled that, hopefully that's not his final weapon, because they did not read any file card or know anything about the original figure. And I really hope they remove that stupid chainsaw attachment.
Yeah, so sorry, but now that I've heard all of that, and I read, and now that we've heard this low light comparison, the sniper role, right? And Darren, I know you. I know you. You know the comic history of him as well, right? Like where his relevance kicks in is that he killed like 14 Joes in what is called a beating zone of on fire, right? So machine gun, full auto. That area that all the bullets land into is called a beaten zone. That's how he killed 14 Joes or 10 Joes or whatever.
Oh yeah,
sniper rifle. So
he mowed them down, and that is what I want to see.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
So later on, because he is a troop build figure, right? One of them, the guy that actually killed all the Joes, becomes an individual character called Overkill. And this is where I'm getting confused. Are you trying to make Saw Viper into Overkill, like halfway, making a unique classified character? Is that why these changes are here? Or because it doesn't feel like Saw Viper when you read about it now?
That's actually what I'm hoping for. Woody, I think up here said, the helmet is removable, and he mentioned when they talked about this that they had some other stuff or some cool stuff or something going on underneath him. So I am hoping that whatever that helmet looks like when it comes off, it is the Overkill character of the Saw Viper. So if you want a Saw Viper, you can leave the helmet on. If you want Overkill, you can leave it off, and he's got the scar and everything, where he's maybe give him a 5 o'clock shadow. Like, dude just wanted to kill stuff. So I hope that's what they ultimately do with the guy.
Yeah, and I mean, Punk right here, he'd say it's just toys. He'd play the soundbite, and I get that. But this is the first time where I've heard classify where they modernize the thing actually really affect the lore and the core of the character the way it just did with Saul Viper and his role. That's all. But, yeah.
So so that's him. We've gone over him, and I'm going to remove that while I skip through it, so maybe I can land on the right.
Who are we gonna do
thing
next?
this
Who are we
time.
gonna do next?
Well,
We're-
another reveal.
Speaking of accessory mess up, no, I'll wait.
yeah, we're sticking with the other reveal, and that is this guy right here.
Oh,
Maybe how did I trying to figure out how I got?
I hear the fire marshal.
See, it keeps going back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell I got it off of the dark
You
screen.
see where that white 1740 is showing up on your screen?
That wasn't
That's your
it.
cursor. Just hit play.
No, I don't see that.
Right in the
there.
middle.
Where
Right
the numbers-
there.
the
So
numbers?
go ahead, play on your cursor. No, on your cursor.
Backpack, which is super fun about it.
I got to double click it. I wasn't double clicking it. All right. Well, anyway, there we go. So there's dial tone. What do you guys think about dial tone? I think he looks good.
I
Aaron,
like
you
him.
go first, buddy.
I do like this dial tone. Here's something I want to talk about too. Is like Crow just made a dial tone. His dial tone looks slamming too. This dial tone has the right tones and the right colors, I believe. For the best version of dial tone. But I've seen a lot of customs of dial tone that look dang good too, you know. So
Yeah, I have too.
I'm now that I've been looking at a lot of custom figures and a lot of people have been making them, I'm almost comparing them to them now, and that's almost becoming a problem for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see that Crow's dial tone looks better than that one.
Oh, geez, guys. Well, thank you, brother.
So, I mean, I think this one looks really good, but
I like
I
this
mean,
one.
He's got all the right colors and stuff, but
he's more of the traditional, and that's why I went Tiger.
and maybe it's just because we're looking at this render, you know, I've actually been looking at real figs, you know, so that's another thing too. It's
yeah, we'll see that.
Been throwing me off.
Difference. That's the difference between the Saw Viper and the dial tone. We hope Saw Viper doesn't look that much like the render, and we hope dial tone does.
So, what do you think of that backpack? Because I'm noticing something about it. But Aaron, do you have the original figure on your shelf anywhere?
I do. I have the original. Hang on, let me find it.
Because I think they've downsized that radio pack, and I'm laughing because I'm like, you should have kept going, boys. You keep downsizing it, but I see you're trying to build the traditional here, but it does look like they've scaled it down just a bit.
Mainframe.
It actually looks like it has a fold-out bottom panel. Like there's a keyboard at the bottom that folds out.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they mentioned something about it opened up or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
it's
got
probably
the vintage.
Hinged mic, hinged keyboard, smaller frame. I love that gun, that SMG he's got there.
Yeah.
I don't care about the little radar gun listening device. That's ridiculous. The cell phone all he needs is the cell phone and the gun.
Yeah, and I like that SMG too because it looks a whole lot like that one right there.
That's right. Yeah, and I had that figure when I was a kid, and yeah, okay, no, maybe it is a more like that original backpack. I felt like they shrunk the backpack down just a little bit on this classified, but maybe I'm seeing it wrong. They definitely changed the backside of it though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, hell, that one looks like it's got a reel-to-reel tape recorder in the back of it. So
yeah, it's a bunch of laser discs. He's going to disseminate them troop video.
It's got a moving arm on it.
Yep. So the thing is, right, that's one of the perfect examples of where modernizing a classic G.I. Joe line becomes a bit of a problem when you make it your mission, because comms is one of those things we don't need big things. Like our radios in the Army are yay big and extra batteries are yay big. So those huge things aren't right. Like I said, just grab a cell phone. Get me up full screen.
If you talk like that, I'm gonna put you on full screen. That's
It's
how
only
these things.
Crow doesn't like full screen.
I don't. I get enough of it on my own show when I do it alone. I'm trying to find my charger right now. If I die, that's why.
I got my whole collection of Joes sitting next to me in a freaking tackle box.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
tackle box.
They are organized in baggies, though.
Yeah, mine are too. They're all just kind of thrown in the baggies. So
It's all primo stuff, though. No mids in here. Just primo.
Nothing but the
Yeah.
finest. Got any of that
So-
gridiron shit?
Loki said he can print you that OG SMG. So let's go ahead and keep rolling here. And now it's time to start scoring some stuff. So
All right.
we're
Yeah, we
go
want
ahead
him
and-
scoring, man.
We're to score. We're to score. Score. So Alpine, and see if we can go back just a little to some of the promo shots, because I think that shows the glory a little bit more.
Yeah. I love that shot right there, too.
It is
There's-
good.
You know what? I was really happy with a lot of the shots. That
The
they took.
photographer, they gave him a lot of credit throughout because they knew like this was a good batch of photos.
Definitely. The cliffside was a good for everyone, and yeah, I'm impressed with the photo shoot.
Darren, why
Well,
don't you give us your thoughts on Alpine first?
I don't see what the hell everybody's problem is with it. Is my thoughts on Alpine. Everybody's bagging on this face sculpt. I heard somebody say that it's worse than Falcons, and I will say that you need some of them glasses like Alpine has on right here. It's not great. It's not one of the best face sculpts, but he is meant to have on his climbing hat and those goggles there. There are far worse face sculpts than this figure. I think it looks good. It looks like a younger version of Alpine, perhaps than what we've seen him portrayed in the cartoon. Maybe he looks like a little bit, a few years younger in the team, perhaps. It's not that bad to me. I don't really see where everybody is coming from with it. They're not all going to be perfect, but you're going to be displaying this guy. I'm trying to find one.
I like the pose they had him in with the pelvis out, like he's relaxed.
Yeah.
Thing, but it was
Oh yeah, like he just finished. He just finished a hard climb.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
it also looked like a dance. But
They did some good
Well, we
posing.
went too far.
yeah,
Yeah,
it went
we went
way
way
too
too
far. Now everybody knows what's coming.
Yeah, there we spoiled it. That's what we were talking
Yeah,
about
ruined
earlier.
it.
So I like him. What do you guys think about him?
Go ahead,
So-
Crow.
I said it yesterday, and then Chad, said the same thing, man. It's Carlton Banks. That's the face sculpt you're seeing. Picture Alpine looking at you saying, gee, Will, I don't know if Dad's going to like this. And that's the figure. The rest of the figure I like. The no backpack didn't bother me at all. Man, can you picture climbing up these massive scale rock cliffs with weapons and loadout and needing to swing and do all this diversifying? Right? He's not going off existing lines. He's laying the lines. That backpack would be a pain in the ass. Right? So I was fine with no backpack. What didn't get me is everybody was making a big deal about the grapple gun. And I was like, we've seen that grapple gun before, hadn't we? Or is that a new grapple gun?
No, I think that's the same one Alley Viper came with,
That's what I thought. They just put a color
and
on.
Snake Eyes. Yeah,
Yeah. I saw something lighting up in the
And
chat.
that's
about
not
it.
what he
Like,
carries.
So I felt the rest of the kit was neat, but they made this big deal about the carabiners that he's carrying, which are the ones, the shiny metal things hanging off his thighs, right, on those straps. They actually don't look very impressive as a mold. They look like really no depth to them, like they're all one piece, not several little ones. Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing with the carabiners? Do you know what I'm talking?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm trying. Well, I'm trying to blow it up. Is what I'm trying to do. But
Yeah, that was all I wanted to speak on it. The rest of the figure doesn't bother me. I'll buy it. It's worth a regular fig. It'll look good on the shelf when he looks good. But the face made me laugh. Yeah, it did.
all right, what are you thinking, Ron?
The face is extremely different only because we are used to seeing Alpine with more of a grin. He has
Yeah.
more of a smile when you see him, okay? And then if you look at the original figure, which I do have in my hand, those glasses are totally different from the ones that they're going to give us with him. And so if you look at,
Well, I mean, they're updating them.
Very
This
hard
is
to see.
classified.
but there is a somewhat grin to him, and even in the cartoon, I think if they put a little grin to him, because he always had a little, he
Yeah,
wasn't
I
never
can't
really,
argue with that. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
and the glasses, and I think that's why the head sculpt looks so different, and we're not used to seeing him like that. In my opinion, on the render and the fig that they showed us, the eyes look a little big, a little overlarged, and we're just not used to seeing that. But if he had them framework glasses that his original vintage, where it was a little bit different from what they're giving us, I think that would have set it off, and we wouldn't have had any problem with them. That and the smile. That's
I
what
think
I
the
know.
glasses. I think the larger goggles, and the cap on are
And
they're gonna make the issues with that face sculpt go away once he's in hand. Grievance. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
if you guys
So-
want to take a look, I do have the original weapon too. It's
I'm trying to
totally
see. I'm
different.
blowing the picture up in my fingers. Yeah, let's see.
See how
It's
it
not
has,
that
like,
far off.
rope-
No, it's not.
It's
Right?
got the rope and the canister, but it is not the weapon that comes with Alley Viper.
No, he's
My-
got
well,
a
no.
cylinder or rope right there. They don't have, right?
Yeah, minus the canister and
it has
the rope.
it has a rope with a spool on the end
Yeah.
of it, and
Is
it'll
that what's on
spool
the
off.
classified one then? Because I can't see it that well. Let's blow that up.
It looked like the Alley
No.
Viper gun.
It's the Alley Viper.
It is. It's,
Yeah.
it's the
They
alley
popped
viper.
out.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you look at the accessories on most of these guys, they copped out on a lot of sculpting new accessories.
Oh,
on these
and
figures.
one more thing. Where's his freaking backpack, man?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
what
they don't. Yeah.
Where's his backpack?
that's what we were talking about that. Like that's a
was
lot
saying-
of people's main issue is the
Man.
backpack. And like I kind of disagree with Crow. I think he needed at least some sort of a backpack to hold all of this shit that he comes with,
Well,
because he comes with the climbing picks and the additional rope. I think he would have benefited from a backpack.
so
Even the
understood,
original,
right?
even
But-
the original was made to hold that ice pick thing with the loop, whatever that
What
is.
would be ideal would be if those carabiners were somehow like loops, like they still look like carabiners, but paint them silver and they're actual loops, like Crow was talking about with the depth that you get with carabiners, and you could slip the handles of those through.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I would stick that little loop through a string when I was a kid, and I would raise it up. I'd have it tied to something, a doorknob, whatever, and put them on there and raise it up, and I'd glide my freaking Alpine all the way across the room.
Well, a funny story about when I got Alpine, but I'm gonna let Crow talk first.
No, go ahead. No, I want to have a funny story.
I was just gonna say I remember when I got Alpine, man, my mom bought him for me, and we were wherever, and I was playing with him in the car, and with his climbing gear and his rope and stuff, and I was like hanging him off of all kind of shit in the car, and like I wound up having him swing from the rear view mirror. She's like, "Take that down!" Like, "Oh, look, he's climbing up a mountain," and now that I've been driving for 30 something years, I'm like, oh, I'd have smacked the shit out of me.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I think all three of us have a memory involving Alpine and our mom, right? Like at some
Yeah.
point, it came from our mom. Like I said, my memory was My mom bought me Alpine when there was a breakup between her and her living boyfriend, and I was playing with Alpine. She was having the worst day of the world, and I was having the best day with Alpine. Right? We were about 5 feet away from each other.
Yeah,
Um,
fun.
yeah.
Funny how that works sometimes.
But no,
Oh,
just the point about the backpack, I totally understand why people are upset. Like I said, if it was part of the original figure, you throw it in because that's why it's there. Realistically, I always do that tactical thing, and I'm just saying, like, having a drop bag like what Hit and Run has is more practical, something that hangs off the front of you, not the
Yeah.
back. And
Yeah.
you remember, he's basically a free climber. He's the guy that's setting all those carabiners he's hanging. He's putting those into the wall, laying
Yeah.
the rope for the other Joes to climb up behind. So that's another reason why he's not carrying that much, right? So
Yeah. I want to highlight Conway So's here. He's the Tyrone Bigums of G.I. Joe. y'all got any more of that crack?
yeah.
Y'all got any more of that plastic crack? That's Woody when he shows up. It's Woody when he shows up across the street at Hasbro. Like, y'all got any more of them G.I. Joe figures?
Yeah. He's got vac seal paint under his nose.
What are you up there? He's talking about zip lining. I love zip lining action figures.
I want to. Loki's belt has a rappelling rig. It has a 2D rappelling rig. That's what I was saying. If we could put those climbing axes into that rappelling rig, that would be fantastic. So yeah.
I'd steal my mom's thread out of her dang craft room. She gets so mad.
Yeah, my grandmother's yarn basket was a mess when I was done.
Daredevil Dave Alpine's got to climb a mountain with no weapons. When he gets to the top, he's got to use the pickaxes. That's how badass Alpine was. And if that didn't work, he'd just yodel them to death.
Yeah, he had that wicked yodel.
Yeah, he did. Cause avalanches and shit. He didn't even need that laser pistol Zartan used.
Right.
So let's go on. We got to do our rating on this guy. What was your bottom line? Crow? What was you gonna say?
Where's my pen?
I ain't had it, brother.
What are we rating out of 5 or 10 or A or B or Zucchini?
What do they do? What do they do in the Olympics? It's 10, isn't it?
It's out of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. 10 being
1
the
out
best.
of 10. 1
10
out of
being the
10
best.
for Alpine, for old Albert M. Pine. I'm disappointed they left his middle initial out. It's Albert M. Pine.
I just
So
had a whole box of markers out, and I'm just gonna find one.
I saw you using one backstage.
Yeah. Like, for fuck's sakes, I'll just find a pencil for now. When I find my marker, will be good.
You're gonna have to paint it.
I
I'll just
actually
use
do.
paint.
I actually do have a dry erase board, but since
Yeah,
I
mine-
live alone and my dog can't read, I have no need to use it anymore. And the marker's dried out, so Sharpie it is.
Yeah. So we're doing Alpine out of 10, we said?
I like Woody's number.
Out of 10. No, we're not. No yeehaw scoring on this one. It's got to
No
be a
decimals.
solid number. Yeah, no decimals on this one. So, all right. Looks like Crow is still trying to find a working.
There we go.
All right. Well, you put all that work to it, Crow. What's yours first?
It's a 6.5 out of 10 for Alpine.
We're not doing quarters and half scores. It's got to
then
be
make
whole
that
numbers.
Make that a cool 6.
Cool 6, baby. He went down.
Yeah, he didn't round up. He said down. He
No.
rounded
It's
up.
the little things.
Rounded
It's
down.
the little things. 4 little things equals 4 points off.
Yep. All right. So, Ron, what you got? What are you rating, Albert? 8.
Big 8, baby. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Big 8.
I can dig it. So I am giving him a 7 because I like him, but I don't love him. I think he's going to be a good figure, but Classified has really surprised me a lot this year because the figures I didn't think I was going to like, I like the most, and the figures that I was really waiting for are my least favorite out of the last release. So who knows? Maybe they'll do that with Alpine.
I'm not gonna lie. Alpine is one of my most the last anticipated figure of the trio for me.
Oh yeah,
we have Quick Kick, we have Bazooka, we have Alpine. These 3 figs will always be together in my collection.
yeah,
for sure.
yes they will. And what we need is some of them flexible 3D printed clothing so we can get a parka for Bazooka, and of course not for Quick Kick because he, walked around in the Arctic when. Actually, he did have a parka,
I got some Nikes
so-
for Quick Kick.
yeah. Oh, I just had a joke I'm not gonna make. All right, so let me go ahead and see if I can get this ready. Okay, well, it worked that time. So let's take a look at another one. Crow, you ready?
I am.
All right, let's take a look at this guy right here.
Oh,
This
shit.
that is our Iron Grenadier bat that was rumored, and Chris McLeod accidentally leaked a long time ago, and I wonder how much trouble he got in for that. What do you get? What's y'all's opinion on the bat? Straight up a repaint. This is repaint number 3.5 for the bat because they did throw some new parts in for the Arctic, which we see here with this one. What do you guys think? Aaron, go to you first.
I think he looks amazing. Those colors look amazing. And here's the weirdest part. I never, ever like these colors. I hate gold. I hate when gold is put next to red. But for some reason, this figure is really doing it for me. I truly believe that I will fall in love with the Iron Grenadiers through Classified now. And I was surprised. This is one that I was like, whatever. And then I was totally blown away when I actually seen these pictures and everything. I really like the way it looks.
Yep. Well, Crow, what do you think?
Well, I mean, you guys both have kind of danced around it. Bats aren't anything new. I saw this. It looks nice, but all I'm thinking is, Batman. I don't care. They threw in the Arctic Trooper's head just like you said they would, 3-star, and that to me is like the best feature. I like the fact that they're going with transparent control panels now, but I don't think it mattered which bat they did that with.
No.
Yeah, it's just fine in my book. It's a fine bat, just nothing more.
Just a fine bat, huh?
Just a fine bat.
Oh, go ahead and show that exploded view. So
I
we
like
did get
those. By the way.
So we get the backpack that can hold two attachments and one on the side over here. So we don't get the backpack. This is the Arctic Bat backpack that does not have the spot for 3 attachments up top. So we've got this hole here that we know that chainsaw does not fit the fuck into and falls out.
Right.
So my problem with this figure is that it's not a problem till I have it in hand or I see some reviews on it. I know they are not going to fix the issues with these attachments. When they first showed off the Arctic Bat, that was a point they made on the live stream, that all of the bat accessories were going to be interchangeable with all the other bats. They are not. They don't fit. And of course, we know with this backpack here, the saw don't fit in it. You have to kind of wedge it in there, but against the backpack and the body, and it'll fall out. And then we have 3 attachments that you're only going to be able to carry 2 somewhere. So that is my fear with this figure.
Yep.
I really like it. I love the color for it. There's where they're showing off.
This was the dirty pool they played, right? Because they troop built in front of you, your whole army that you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Dirty pool. I loved it.
Yep. So I'm gonna go through the chat here. Woody gives that a 10. Conwayso said it looks nice. Loki gives it 100, even though we're scoring 10. But I tells me how much you like it, Loki.
That explains my receipt I got from Woody. I'm waiting on my receipt, Woody.
Woody says it's the best bat repaint. Grievance likes it. Conweso says legend has it they slid him out Destro's ass. I heard that same story.
Yeah, that's the one where he's lying on the ground and the shadows over him. He just fell out.
Was that Bobby puts that up? Was that Destro's? Is that confirmed or somebody?
No, that's the rumor, but I mean, it's
Okay.
it's probable. Those are kind of special looking boots.
Yeah. So, Loki says my Arctic bat was fine. You got one out of many because I've got 5 of them and all of mine are fucked up. And one of them, I got 2 right or 2 left hands with one of them.
Oh, nice.
I'm playing with mine right now, and the saw will not stay in the backpack. It will not stay in that bottom
Yeah,
thing.
mine never did either. But
yeah, you can wedge them in there just right
if you twist it. Yeah, but it looks stupid. Yeah,
it don't look right.
no.
So I really like it. I'm looking forward to it. This was one of my favorite things that we got to see. So let's go ahead and give this dude a rating.
Oh, you guys aren't ready. Sons of
Ready?
bees. I'm keeping a score here on a tracker.
Let's show them at one time.
8 out of 10, boys. It is a fine bat. It is nothing more. That's still good for 8.
All right. So Crow's got an 8. I'm going with a 9. This is a really highly anticipated one for me. Like I said, my problem is I'm afraid they're not going to work on the tooling because they never do. They never go back and correct any issues. We've seen it time and time again with those damn Cobra, the Python trooper officer that's really the trooper legs. They don't learn from anything, it doesn't seem like. So
I'm going to disagree with you for a second. There was one thing they talked about on this live stream the other day that shows that they did focus on something that they're trying to fix. It's the universality of the head joint. They spent the time doing some head swaps with the Iron Grenadier models between some of the figures. They are addressing that the conversion people like having their heads interchangeable. So I feel like their excuse is if we focus on one problem, we can ignore 9, right?
And that's exactly right. And since you brought that up, they did also address another chronic issue, and that is the gumminess of some of the weapons and accessories. Lenny talked about that and talked about the the durometer of the plastic. So hopefully that is something that's going to get corrected also. But like you said, they'll work on one thing, but they'll break 3 more in the process. So
but at least they're working on one thing and not just saying all things are pending, right?
Yeah, that's true. They're not just resting on their laurels. I will give them that much. The line is blowing up. It's carrying Hasbro right now. Arguably Transformers, but Transformers is never going to die. It's just going to slow down, but it is propelling Hasbro. That's why and because of whatever happened with that Star Wars HasLab, that's why we're going to see their new HasLab at SDCC. So not only are we going to get whatever the exclusive is, we're going to get the new HasLab there. So that will be double the speculation for July is, what's the SDCC? What's the HasLab? So
now, I did hear some people complaining that oh, well, they're not going to tell us what the HasLab is because we haven't even, gotten our Dragonfly yet or whatever. I can remember when I think the His Tank was coming out or whatever, and we didn't have the Sky Striker yet. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of apples and oranges because it's 3 3/4 versus 6, but it is still a HasLab. So
HasLab.
Remember, HasLab as far as classified and the what they're learning with them is a growing chart, right? So they're gonna maybe be different each time as they learn what their market is, right? The tank sold well, now the Dragonfly sold well. So do I have to wait till that Dragonfly releases before I start plugging the next one? No. Who's writing that?
Well, right? that was one of the people that one of the problems that people had with the Dragonfly was we hadn't seen the quality on the Hiss. The Dragonfly campaign was over for 4 months.
Yeah.
Almost 5 months
Yeah.
before people started getting Hiss tanks. They didn't start hitting until the very end of November.
That's right.
Before they
And
started coming out.
I remember when the His tank first came out, there was a couple of guys doing the reviews, and the way that one canopy didn't seat right on some of them, and the terror of picturing a Dragonfly canopy that doesn't seat right was starting to set in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, mine, it's hard to snap in place there. So we'll
I
see.
can get mine seated. Again, you have to know how to flip it in.
Yeah,
Sure.
you have to do it pretty carefully, but it will go in. So Daredevil says we're going to see desert and an aqua bat. Why not an aerial bat? Freaking bat! I want to see one that flies. They probably will. They're gonna get all they can get out of the bat.
Target isn't Target what basically a bat that flies?
He wasn't a bat. He was
No.
just a trooper. But yeah, I mean, he looked like a bat. Yes, Conhuesos, I have. How can you not see them? And
Yes.
Megatron is sold out now.
I would
Grimlock.
have those, but they are so freaking pricey. I mean,
I would like to have the Megatron and the Optimus Prime. But I mean, they all look good. The Grimlock's badass, but that Prime and the trailer, I'd love to have them. Loki, I don't want Ninja anything, honestly, other than the West Virginia Ninja. So let's go ahead and so let's go ahead and check out the next one.
Yeah.
Which is this guy right here. So this is our Iron Grenadier, and this is another one that has been very, very polarizing as far as people's opinions of it. What do you guys think? Crow, what do you think about the Iron Grenadier?
Okay, I freaking love this thing, but the old man in me is just like, these are the guys from Hogan's Heroes hunting down Hogan, right? But but no,
I can't unsee that now.
Yeah,
we have ways of making you talk.
Hogan, but yeah, I love it. I love this picture where the bats getting blown up like Deadpool at the back, like being raised by an explosion and other bats behind them. But these guys are marching on. These are badass looking infantry. I'll give them that.
Aaron?
I've already said many times how I'd never liked the Iron Grenadier, and this figure looks amazing. All the way from the mask to the colors, he has that German, assault feel to it. He screams evil when you look at him. That these are the things that I look for in any Cobra army. That's why I like the Cobra armies, because most of the times their face are hidden and they look terrifying and strike the fear into the heart of their enemy. They did an amazing job, and I'll tell you what, Classified, and this is coming from someone that never liked this, and I've loved G.I. Joe all my life. I've never liked Iron Grenadiers, but this figure has me excited.
I like it. I agree with both of you guys. People are not liking the helmet. They're not liking the long coat with the tails. I think it is a great update on the figure. Although they didn't really modernize this figure, they kind of went backwards with this figure. They did away because didn't he have the raised spot also like Destro? Maybe I'm misremembering that. I have him, but it's been a while since I looked like him or looked at him. But I think that it's a really badass looking figure. Now, some of my issues here with him, though, they reused the Crimson Guard sword. They put it on the right side instead of the left, so that means all of these guys are going to be lefties. They reused that trash ass double barrel AR. They get the pistol that everybody wants to see phased out of the line. This is fine. This LMG with the red drum mag is great. And then they give him Destro's pistol, which I don't really have a problem with because unless you're thinking maybe that's Destro's personal and why would he want everybody else to have it. I can also see Destro being the kind of general or commander that would want to use exactly what his troops are using because he built the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, guys. Don't you think that character would also look fantastic next to the Regal Cobra Commander?
Yeah, well, he'd look
Almost
fantastic
compliment.
next to Prophet Director Destro because that's where he's going to go.
Right.
So I want to show you guys something that I mentioned offline the other day, and this is for Wraith Mason Same Time Toys. Once we get off that image,
Woody.
because I'm going to do something and say Hasbro is very inspired by a very successful line that has been under a lot of talk. I'm talking about 40K. These guys came out when 1989 it was 89 or 90 for Iron Grenadier, guys. Do you remember?
88, I believe.
Was it the same year as Tiger Force?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe it was
regardless.
88.
Okay. At that time, there was such a thing as the Imperial Guard in Warhammer 40K, although they were small. But as they evolved, they came up with something called the Death Corps of Krieg. How familiar does this look? Right? And I'm not saying Hasbro borrowed this property. It's that fans responded to the Masked Troopers, and that any 40K guy who's collecting classified right now.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, Steel Legion and Death Corps Krieg will probably have Joy Toy or McFarlane figures at some point because of the success of this figure. I guarantee you. Anyways, you got me off full straight.
Oh, hold on. Let me get back to that tab. So, all right, and I got. Let's see. Never mind. I'm not even gonna bother with it. I pulled up. I pulled up 3D Joe's. But yes, the Iron Grenadiers were 88. But
Yeah,
I don't need.
they're
To, I
88.
don't need to. I don't need to share that tab.
Hit
That's
the
too
moot
much
point.
trouble. Yeah, they're 88. So, I really like the figure. I pre-ordered my usual number of troop builders, which was 2 on these guys. I know some people ordered more. Woody ordered like
Woody.
43 of them.
Woody, you really ordered that much, dude? How much was that?
How many did it? 30. That's
Um,
a weird
What the heck's the
size,
tax
man.
on that?
I'm trying to picture it. He's doing an officer and 3 sections of infantry, aren't you, Woody?
That's amazing, Woody.
Yeah, I mean Woody's mentioned many times
it's his
in many
favorite.
places that it's his favorite subgroup
Yeah.
of any line ever. So
Woody,
hey, if you got the money, fuck it, get
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him on your table, Woody. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my God, yes.
I can't either.
1,500 on bats and IG Troopers, bro. God love you. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody knocking you here, Woody. Everybody here is just a little bit like, damn, I need that submarine money.
I knew it was something close to that, man. And I've actually contemplated. I'm like, okay, this army that I want is gonna cost me $1,000, and I put it into my mind like that. Is that physically worth it? Can I come up with that extra cash to bring forth this $1,000 army? And when you army build, you have to think in that mind aspect.
And you also gotta have somewhere to put it. Woody's got his nice big table that's gonna be full of Iron Grenadiers. I don't have anywhere to put that many figures at one time, that many figures. And if I did, and money was not a thing and space wasn't a thing, sure, I'd probably buy that many because why not? Especially my favorite figure. So Grievance said he ordered 20 of these in the bats. What's up, War Chest? War Chest full of toys is here. He got 8. I ordered 2 of the Iron Grenadiers, and I ordered 10 of the bats. But they're in batches of 5, and one of them is getting canceled. I just did that to make sure I have the 5 that I buy of bats. So let's give the Iron Grenadier a rating on 1 out of 10.
Yeah, and guys, if you don't like the look of this guy, the IG, just remember retro card coming. You'll get the other one, the one you're looking for.
All right, we got 2 9s and a 10. So a 9, a 9 for me is akin to a 4, between a 4 and a 5 on my scale that I use. I use a 1 to 5 Yeehaw scale, and this figure looks like it's going to be probably a 4.25, but can't get it anywhere closer to that because of the reuse of everything. But there is some new tooling with this figure, the head, the helmet, the jacket. So they spent some money to get us our Iron Grenadiers.
Yeah.
So
hey, down south, I'm sorry, Crow. I forgot to say thank you, man, for sending that link over because I would not have been able to lock down on the Iron Grenadier if it wasn't for you to send me that link.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get it to come up. I don't know why. And then when I pushed on your link, I got it.
I couldn't find them on Amazon either when I was searching. I couldn't find any of them on Amazon in a search, but I'll tell you what I did, and in the chat what I did. I got that link. Those are the links from Punk's page.
Okay.
Those are the links that he posts in the Punk's Facebook group. Anytime there's a pre-order, he drops all of his affiliate links for every figure, and I've never not had it work when I copy his link and search Amazon, copy and paste the address. So keep that in mind next time if they're not showing up for you, because it happens all the time on Amazon.
Yeah.
Go to Punk's Facebook page and copy and paste his link. And I'm sure once you use that link, he also gets the affiliate thing for it too. Yeah. So help him out a little bit.
Because I typed it in and it would not come up. And I was like, what the heck? I was freaking out. It was the only figure. I ordered them on Live with Crow. I ordered my batch, but I could not get that particular one. And I was so upset.
I have not either. Daredevil Dave, I love Hella Dope. I've ordered from Hella Dope. I have things on pre-order I have several things on pre-order with Hella Dope, but I pay for free shipping through Hasbro and through Amazon. If it's something that I might not be able to get through there, or something sold up and they have it, I'm always going to go to Hella Dope, but I'm not paying Hella Dope to be able to shop there. So I love those guys. They're great, but I do support them. I'm paying monthly for Amazon and yearly for Pulse. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Those guys are great.
Cool, yeah.
Hey, before you scroll off of these Iron Grenadier photos, can you just slowly scroll through the one where it shows him punching out the steel core?
If I can find it.
This was something that was pointed out. I think it was on Punks, or it might have been pointed out on Pop Benders as well. There's new steel core troopers showing in this.
It was pointed out somewhere else too.
Yeah, which made sense to me because the steel core troopers we got initially had jump packs, and they were airborne colors, right? The tan and the blue. These ones are a green and a dark, which means that they're the ground force. And I'm wondering if this means there'll be a steel core Navy group coming at some point as well, right?
That's a good point. I'm not seeing that picture in here, so maybe it's further in the.
If you guys go to Hasbro and have a look at the photos they did of the Iron Grenadiers, you will see one of him engaging. I think it's the Iron Grenadiers and not the Bat. Maybe it was Storm Shadow. No, it was definitely the Iron Grenadiers. They're engaging steel core troopers. Those steel core troopers are wearing green vests and black pants.
And gold helmet, because they were talking about that being like you said, a new skill core, and was originally going to become with the Dragonfly, which was all rumors and speculation. But you got to figure at some point they're doing they're going to do a gold steel core no matter what.
But that lent to teach us a valuable lesson about these pulse streams and these drops. Sometimes it's not about what the host presents; it's about what you're seeing in the photo, because the photos will sometimes have the Easter egg that the host never mentioned, right?
Yes. Yep. So, oh yeah.
Troll. There's no
Yeah.
way you're German.
They called you a troll? What the heck?
I would like to know what you said to make them call you a troll, unless they were
Yeah.
just kidding around.
Mm.
Conway Sos wants to know what Crow's working on in the background.
Oh, I am finishing up and really doing a terrible job with a facial tattoo on my Kenneth Soldier McVenner. I was telling Wraith Mace I'm making a classified scale version, one of my favorite characters from a book called Gaunt's Ghosts.
Let's see him, Crow. Let's see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put you on full screen. Show it again.
Where's the body? All right.
And then
The face is still fucked up.
my next question is, how the hell do you paint that small?
I got to take pictures of text with my phone and blow it up so I can read it.
Me too.
So the thing about the Tanith is they never get lost. They're woodsmen. They can
man.
go to any forest anywhere, and they'll just know their way because their home planet, the forests, always move.
It looks like
and
the Brownie Man.
yeah, and they have what's called a camel cloak, and that's always shifting and changing to the pattern around. So I was just having fun with the camel cloak, trying to get jungle light. That was about it. So that's going to
That
be
looks
done
awesome.
by next couple of days. It's a lot of black, and I don't like it. I want less black, but that's what they wear. Anyways, get me on full screen.
Hang on, I'm typing.
I like saying that.
Oh, all right. Let's call.
Oh yeah,
So-
wait a minute. Is that stupid movie in the theaters yet? That Crow movie?
I think it's already come and went. It was only going
Thank
to be there
God.
for one day.
I almost had
So,
to change my
I can't believe you didn't go see it and show off the movie stub from it.
man. I
Right?
was barely a fan of the Brandon Lee one, so
Well, no, I'm talking about the Brandon Lee one. They just put it back in theaters
oh, did they?
for one day to celebrate his the 30th anniversary of him passing
okay.
away.
No, I
So
was
no,
talking
the
about that.
new one, no, the
No,
new
no
remake
desire.
that nobody wants or asks for has come yet. So you're welcome, Legends. We're gonna look at that here at the end. I think that one goes up that last Wednesday or last
What's that?
Tuesday. So
Sorry, I gotta see.
he asked about Cobra Commander.
Mm,
So all right,
Yeah.
so we need to move along. So let's talk about the next one that everybody either loved or
Oh.
hated.
yeah.
So,
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's some fireworks coming. So Aaron, what do you think about V2 Storm Shadow?
I think it's a freaking pile of crap, man. To be honest, I'm very, very like shifted on this figure, and I know I will be until it comes, until I get it in hand. But here's my biggest problem. I said it with the Alpine. I've seen figures customized that are better than this. I've seen better. I'm not gonna lie. I have the vintage in my hand, and the hood is nowhere even close to what it could have been. And that would have done so much. I realize he has a freaking belt of pouches going around his waist. That could have been a little downsized, that didn't have to be, I think, as big as it was. And with the red on the boots, I think he only needed the red in the tattoo. That is the most amazing picture right there, because he's
That
actually
shot's great.
jumping off a cliff. But I could put any GI Joe in that pose, and it'd still be that of amazing of a picture. But that being said, I'm highly disappointed with this, and I'm still gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it, but I'm always gonna have it in the back of my head that I've seen better customs.
Yeah, I mean, reaction from the chat is kind of mixed. Conway Sos, yes, this was in the comics after Storm Shadow became a Joe, or at least a Joe affiliate. This was his version 2. This is his G.I. Joe outfit, and that's why the bat was holding him off the cliff, because in this version of Storm Shadow, he is an enemy to Cobra. They did give him the Rashikage tattoo there, which, as far as I could tell, was the main thing that people wanted with this figure, was that tattoo. Crow, what do you think?
Yeah, this is the one I had a really hard time with because I really loved it as a ninja. I loved it as a storm shadow, but it just wasn't the V2 storm shadow in my eyes that I would have accepted as like the best V2 storm shadow. Right? Like they made some changes with the hood. I understood it. I understood all that they described us and everything you just recapped. There was also that new archery pad over his left shoulder they talked about. There's some interesting ads and everything. I really, really like this figure, but it is not to me. It just doesn't remind me of Storm Shadow. Like I know it's him, but that's not the same thing in my eyes, and it's that hood. It reminds you. I was trying to figure out what that hood reminds me of, and a biker scout from Star Wars.
A little bit, I can see that.
Yeah, or the scary
Red Ninja
from Scream. You know, the mask from Scream. There's just something about the way the paint app is that it just doesn't feel like that Tetris paint job like they were trying to on the face. It feels like a face. That's all I had to say about it. Otherwise, I think as a ninja, this is a badass friggin' figure.
Go back. Okay, trying to get back to normal resolution there. So, all right. So it seems that we seem to have a kind of mixed reaction from the chat here. So I'm going to take this off of full screen and I'm going to put me on full screen for a minute.
Baby. There's the handsome.
So this Storm Shadow, somebody else up here said it, and it was Legend Series. I pre-ordered this, but I could take it or leave it, honestly. That is Storm Shadow, period, for me. I don't have a problem with this figure. My only problem with this figure is I'm not crazy about the hood and the mask, but I don't dislike it as much as a lot of other people seem to. My gripe with this is it should have either been removable, the mask and the hood, and or we should have got a Tommy Arashikage head with it.
Yes.
I think that would have placated a lot of people that don't like this figure if they'd have given us a Tommy head with it.
Yeah.
I also do not hold this character with the reverence that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It was a great figure. I've seen some people say that this is one of the best action figures, period, that's ever been created. The original 80 whatever 88 87 when this come out, there's a lot of people that say this is one of the single best figures ever. This is a lot of people's iconic version of Storm Shadow. I had that figure. I still have it. I loved it. This is one of Pop Blender's favorite figures from the American Hero line. I never was all that stoked about it because I'm not a ninja person, and Storm Shadow is a cobra, and I get a lot of shit when I say that, but to me Storm Shadow is a cobra. So I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are making out. Personally, as is my opinion, everybody has their own. Everybody's saying Loki says you can swap the head. That's a good point right there, Woody. Don't know what the neck pegs are going to look like.
Well, the Snake Eyes Origins Storm Shadow has the actor who played Storm Shadow. You get his sculpt with that one. You could always try that.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got the race right in that. So at least it might look a little like Storm Shadow, where Snake Eyes don't look like anything like Snake Eyes. Yeah, I do too. But what's that waist joint going to look like if that belt comes off?
Yeah, some of them are recessed into the actual the buck, right? They have that little groove that they sit in sometimes. I think it wasn't Duke that was like that, but there's a Star Wars figure like that for sure.
Yeah. Loki, I think I highlighted that. Loki does have Tommy head sculpts that he can send you if you need one.
Yeah.
So show a couple more, let that play for a minute, because they're
So there's another reason why this Storm Shadow was so big back in the day, guys. It's also like the movie culture for American ninjas was kind of wearing down, and there was now this rebuild. But in the kids market, this guy was coming out just when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were starting to come to American television, if I remember right. So all these kids wanted good guy ninjas.
yeah, that's true. The real ninja craze for us was in the early, peaked in the mid 80s. You had
That's right.
American Ninja and all of that stuff. So
Gymkhana.
you're right. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about Gymkhana. By the time this come around, it was on the tail end of that craze. And you're right. They wanted good guy ninjas because everybody was a ninja or a ninja.
So here's
That was the best one, Loki.
Yeah, and this one had camouflage, which made him soldierly, if like more like an assassin than anything, right? Not blue or red. So
Right. It's kind of like an urban camo.
yeah, he was cool looking. Yeah.
Yep. So all right. Well, let's give G.I. Joe V2 Storm Shadow a rating. Yeah, I meant the full screen you because you had the original one up.
Oh yeah, there it is.
See, another thing is on that figure, you know, it has a lot of black in the trying to move his bow out of the way. But on the new one, you know, it has a lot of black in the crotch. It has a piece that flaps down in the front. And then he has black shin guards. And I think if they utilize these bright white boots, you know, like the original figure had, that it would probably home in a little or resonate a little more with, you know, the vintage collector or whatnot, looking for that vintage look. And maybe, possibly, they may do a retro of him. I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think that could be expected with just the red backpack image alone. And like you said, those boots. Because it is something they teach you in art school about how the eye is drawn into a painting, right? And if you have something at the lower part of the figure that's got color, it's drawing your eye to the bottom. Most of Storm Shadow's details is in the torso and head region. You want the eyes going there right away, right? So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Legends is a 6, Grievance is a 6, and Loki is a freaking 10 out of 10. So
since I'm on full screen,
I'm gonna take you off the full screen. Damn it! So,
yeah, baby.
I think
we're all kind of in the same.
Yeah, he's middling. I mean, he's not. It's not a bad. I tell you what, I like him better than I like Nunchuck. So I'll give you that. And so no 8.5, Woody.
I can agree with that.
So Con Huesos was wanting me to say ninja kicking and Judy. Well, you got to be a ninja kicking and you got to be Judy chopping. You walking through in a Judy chop. Somebody roll up on you in the trailer park and a Judy chop. There. So there's that. You got to see that tonight. So I do want to show. So these guys went up obviously today, and last I checked, the Bat and the Grenadier were sold out.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
American Ninja and Alpine were still available, but they've come back up. Like they've been in and out of stock. They were back up earlier today, so they're coming in and out, and they're all, far as I can tell, they're all still available on Amazon. Last time I looked, I haven't checked lately.
No, Woody says he got them all.
Woody cleaned them out.
Yeah.
He probably did.
He probably cashed in his 401k and he's going all the way.
Stop warning them off, Darren.
Yeah. So I bet oh wait, now I gotta I had this, I was getting this set for our next one, and it's playing a commercial about velociraptors or some shit.
Yeah, so there was a couple of other things that weren't part of the figures we could quickly say while you're finding that. They did plug the 4-book compendium of all the comics that we've talked about before. That got plugged away. There was another thing that Larry Hama himself did the commercial for that. That was the big thing. like Larry Hama plugged that whole compendium set, which was really cool to see.
Yeah, I skipped through that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, we don't need to cover it.
He's
Uh,
just-
well, I mean, I was going to bring it up later, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I just that thing is amazing. We talked about that. I don't know if I'm going to back it or not.
Kudos.
I like it, but I don't know if I'm going to back it just because now, at the time that is ending, we will just have gotten the new HasLab
Yes.
at the time that the backing that Skybound set is ending.
Mhm.
So,
and people know
Grievance
that.
said, yeah, there's so much coming. So Grievance said he wants the Valavar Samurai Budo, who is ripped off from G.I. Joe's Budo, but we all know that. All right, so moving on, let's show the next one that we got the reveal for. This is the one we talked about a little bit earlier. This was Stalker. This is going to be the third in the retro wave that's coming. This is the one that wasn't leaked and kind of got leaked a little bit like the night before. What are y'all's thoughts on this retro Stalker?
Go ahead, Crow.
No, I was gonna say somebody else start with this one.
All right. I like everything but the freaking hat. I was trying to find them right now, but yeah, I like everything but the hat. That hat needs to be just a solid dark green. I want to show you guys the vintage one really quick.
Got him.
It's got to be that dark green, man, and they just camouflaged it, and they really just missed something that is so simple, but yet it needs that eye appeal to it, man. You just, if you're gonna go retro, you're gonna have to go and pull up your actual retro fig, pass it around the table. Let's get the drawing board together, guys. There's already been a baseline laid for G.I. Joe. If you're gonna do retro, man, hit it right, because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna, people ain't gonna like it. I mean, such a small detail.
Yeah, you make a good point. I'm not super crazy about the camo beret. Crow, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm Googling this right now because I really do have an issue with the beret. Because Army. I'm trying to find a picture of a unit that ever wore a camouflaged beret. Usually the berets are one tone. I've never seen one. I don't know about 60s, 70s, but in our modern military, tan beret is about as arid combat as you get. Green beret is about as jungle. And, I don't know anyone wearing a white beret. I've never seen a camouflage beret. I get why they did it, to make things just slightly different than that first classified release, but I'm not seeing enough different here besides that beret to make me go, this was exciting.
We're talking about freaking toys.
Yeah, there it is. It is what it is, man. That's why I'm here.
Put that on the soundboard.
Okay, I really like this Stalker. This will replace my Stalker that I have on my shelf, who is behind me giving DAP to Snake Eyes. Desert Butterscotch Snake Eyes, by the way, is the main one that is on my shelf. I do swap them out, but I actually really like that one more than I thought I ever would. I really like this Stalker. Do what?
No, I just heard you. I just got what you meant by Butterscotch Snake Eyes. You meant Desert Combat.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah, it's Butterscotch.
Another cool thing is we've picked up a bunch of these at Ross and stuff because he was one of those peg warmer characters that was coming out really cheap. So it's not like I can go and just go and grab a green hat.
Yeah. Let's see. So these look a little. Yeah. They're meant to. They're meant to be. These are meant more to look like the retros.
Yeah.
And but maybe not spot on. Then the classified as an entirely different line. Let's call the retros what they are. They're fucking cash grab. That's all the retro line is. They realized that people wanted. They realized their fan base was split. They wanted people that wanted updated takes on the characters we grew up with, and then you had a percentage of those people that were buying them that were like, well, I don't know if I like this because it doesn't look enough like the original. And once the line took off, they realized they were able to double dip and tap both of those markets. So every one of these figures that's a main character or a troop builder is likely to get a retro if they release the classified as a starkly, obviously varied modern update. So this is my stalker. When somebody says stalker, I hear stalker. This is stalker to me.
Mhm.
I don't care that the beret is camo. I kind of
Yep.
like it.
That's fair.
I would like it more if it were green or if it were black, but it does not detract one bit, does not lose 1/10 of a point in my rating for that beret. He still comes with his loadout, and Stalker had a fantastic loadout. And I just saw this. I remember when he died helping Arnold kill that predator. I do agree with what Grievance says here. They could have went younger in the face, which is interesting because I agree with that. This looks like Stalker in his 50s. If they were going to do a retro, they could have, I mean, at least just do something with the paint, if nothing else. That was one of the complaints I had with Stalker was he just looked too old. None of these other guys have aged. Duke went backwards.
Yeah.
Duke found the fountain of youth before he hit classified.
Show me the 50-year-old cover girl.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I bet she's wearing more makeup.
Down here.
Woody.
Sagging by the knees.
Yes,
you better
Woody.
bring some for everybody.
Yeah. It's the same head sculpt. Let's see. Yeah, most everybody seems to agree with that. So I like this Stalker myself. I love the two-tone green, the original, like what you just showed. I don't have a problem with the beret. So, and we haven't did they give the release date on him?
So the retros I think are coming around the same time as the Stinger, aren't they? Like it's within a week of each other.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was it does. It's got it on here a little bit later. So look, I loved how they made the point to show off the file card that's still not a damn file card.
So but that's the reason I am with you and I'm buying the Stalker regardless, because Stalker deserves the fucking file card.
What's he covering on there? What is he covering?
Oh,
He's
that was the
covering the
rest of the wave.
Yeah. Because he hadn't revealed the other two yet.
Yeah, this was the first of the retros that they showed. So
I wonder if there's a magic moment glimpse of that image.
Well, I mean,
we see him. I mean,
somebody
we're about to see him.
Yeah, like he had to have known these photos were leaked days ago, right? Like of the other two that he's covering up, but he's doing it anyways, right?
Yeah, but Stalker was the one that didn't get out, and that's why they did him first, because they didn't have to cover the other ones up when they show the card back.
There you go.
So let's give what we think about Retro Stalker a rating.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to write it here. I'll just
let me.
That's easy enough. We'll go. Crow's gonna go with a 7 out of 10 out of that, right up the middle.
Yeah,
you fellas.
Hey,
Aaron,
would have got a 9 if he had a green hat.
Yeah, he might have got a 10 if he had a damn green hat. No, I can't see me giving any of these guys a 10 without actually having them in hand, but this is first impression. So let's see. Huesos gives it a 10, Loki 7 out of 10, Grievance an 8. So all right, let's we need to move along. So our next one of the retros, we're finally getting a retro carded trooper, is what everybody has been wanting. What are you doing, buddy? I'm probably gonna have to take my dog out real quick. My dog's not feeling well and is having a bit of a bit of a time timing his movements there. So I'm gonna have to run him out real quick.
All right, buddy.
But go ahead and show this off just a second.
Yeah. We can do our talking while you do
We'll
that.
hold it down. This
Yeah.
is my first
Yeah.
live stream, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
don't do
Aaron's
this a
pretty
lot,
nice.
so I don't like having to leave, but you guys talk about it.
We're
Talk
just-
about it in the chat,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
Nice.
Good.
The only
Well,
bad
Aaron.
part is we have no control. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we can't actually highlight the chat, but we can read it. So you guys, Aaron, I know for a fact you probably could tell everybody exactly how I feel about this figure.
Oh, I would imagine that Crow loves it. I know you love the blues, man. That would be my best guess of what you're liking it. You know, I love the Cobra blues, and I'm a big time army builder. So, like Woody was with his Iron Grenadiers. Yeah, I'll probably pick up as many as I can get. What is your thoughts on this, Crow?
When this was being leaked, there was a lot of people remarking on, oh, he's got stalker's webbing. Oh, he's got this and he's got that. And all the time I was grinning and smiling, going, yes,
Yeah,
you got a true
what we want.
order, right? He's
Yeah,
got Spirit's rifle. If you're going to give somebody a good sniper rifle, that's far better than the fictitious one that came with the Cobra Assaulter or infantry the last time.
yeah. And what
Yeah.
I've seen so far, this looks like I know it's a different color blue. It's a little brighter. It's not as dark
Sure.
as our other ones. But this looks like a great blue, Cobra Trooper. It's gonna be. I'm excited. This is probably the one that I'm excited about the most. Actually.
Yeah, I am too, because you know why it makes me, and this is what I've hated about the Cobra line as far as their troop builders go, like the snow serpents and the eels being outside of this, but with Python Patrol and all those others, the blue started it was the Cobra officer being one figure, and then the Cobra infantry being a separate figure, right? And the Cobra trooper being another figure. I just love infantry and trooper together, right? But Cobra officer became really abundantly available everywhere. You could troop build
Yes.
officers, but realistically, how many officers are in a section?
Right. That's why
Right?
I stopped buying so many. I mean, I do love the Cobra Officer, but I was like, well, I can only really have so many.
Well, really, all you have to do is repaint that logo and rekit them a little bit. But you see, the point I'm driving back was like Hasbro, they get the information of like what the military twist is, and then they go, yeah, that won't work for us, right? We want to sell our officers. So that was my big thing about it. So here we go. We don't start with an officer. We start with a trooper like we should. The people that came along and classified late that maybe couldn't get anything but that blue officer at a reasonable price because the others were jacked up. They might have Valkyries that need fire team partners. Here you go. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. But even, I think that I like the webbing on it.
Yeah,
It
me
really
too.
sets it off.
Yep. It's better than the tan webbing they put on that one female Valkyrie.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you know what I learned is that the blue troopers really work well with the Arctic stuff.
Yeah.
Right? They augment that really well.
Balances out really good.
Yeah.
He'll probably look good next to the snow serpent also.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I think
even though it's
Hasbro's
a different
promo
shade
shots.
blue. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the blues and
Hasbro's done promo shots of them all together, and it really looked good. But what's that? I thought you were holding the figure. You're moving your mic.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's all right. What is it you like the most about this, if not the webbing? Like, if I were to take the webbing off, is it the rifle? Is it just the fact that it's an available troop build? Like, this to me is almost the best one in the line right now.
Yeah, I almost feel like you know what it was like to finally get your hands on some blues and whatnot.
Hell
But
yes.
it was very hard. I came late in the line too. They were not attainable. I can remember several times where I've spent up to $60 on a Viper blue, the original Vipers or whatnot, just on
Mhm.
eBay just because I wanted one so bad. And then I slowly was coming into deals on my troopers and stuff. But what it does is it rekindles that flame and brings up that, like you said, that second chance of, oh my God, here comes my chance to get some blue, troopers on with my collection. And to spin it around and because honestly, I didn't think we would see blues again. But then
No, I really didn't either.
then the retro cards started coming out. I was like, oh man, here's a chance. Here's a chance, And then finally it did hit. I was super stoked when I first heard about it. I was like, because I mean, I don't know. I'm just a big fan of army building the blues.
And I know Hasbro's a big fan of selling army builders, right? So
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by it hitting retro before it hit a double box set or something like that. Like, would you have bought 2 troop builders in a box set if they had said, here's an officer and an infantry, or an infantry and a trooper? It's a double set, just like Mad Marauders. Would you have bought that? I would have.
Yeah.
So, but I like the fact they went
Absolutely.
the retro card with it first.
Absolutely. I really liked when they pumped out the 3-pack of the Vipers, Go
Yes.
ahead and pump out a 3-pack of blues, man. Go ahead and do it. Do it with the troopers. I guarantee it'll be snatched up.
Yep, absolutely. Darren, your thoughts on this? I'm gonna do what you just did, not the
Yep.
dog, but the other stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I did. I did pour me another cup of coffee while I was out. These pictures right here sell this figure for me, particularly this one. They did give him the proper rifle, like what this dude should have, not that bullshit futuristic laser rifle. What's up too? It's Jay Gonzo, homie. I see you just showed up. Welcome in. I like this figure.
They could have even given him that Crimson Guard rifle, and I would have been happy with it too. But I love the rifle they gave him.
The one they should have given to Airborne. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like this figure. I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably only gonna get one. Just because I don't know. I might get 2. No shit, I'll have to get 3 if I do that. I was gonna say I've already got Cobra Troopers and I have limited space, even though the blue shirts are my favorite, aside from of course Saw Viper. I'll either buy 1 to leave carded and put with my retro card stuff, or I will get 1 to do that and 2 to open. I mean, it's that good. I would buy 3 of them. It's just a space issue. But by the time it's over, I'm going to have a shelf that's almost nothing but blue shirts that's going to be led by I don't know who. I really like this figure. It's not, it's nothing really groundbreaking. I do like the color blue they went with. They said that it was a different color of blue.
Yeah.
I've seen people complain that they wish that the mask was red, kind of make it like some of the earlier ones. And I can't lie, I kind of wish they'd went with a red mask or another head with a red mask.
Yeah, they could have even done like a double version of it, so people could search for the red or the black. They could have made it a little fun. Like
well, we haven't got any other heads with the retro cards though, have we? Has anybody come with an alternate head?
I don't believe so. The Valkyries, right? They had alternate heads, but
Zartan came with a mask. That was all.
Yeah. Only the Valkyries that came with an option.
Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have said your piece on this one, I'd say we can go ahead and give this dude a rating if you guys are ready.
All right. Mine's just simply because of what this figure simply represents.
Yeah, you know what mine is.
Yeah.
You know it, baby.
You son of a
Oh, that was for my Saw Viper one, wasn't it?
I marked you off.
Comments about Saw Viper.
I meant to bring this up.
No.
I meant to bring this up. This accentuates your point that you were trying to make exactly why there is a retro line and why there is a classified line. look at the discrepancies between the three of us in our scoring, what we deem important in a figure, what makes that grade. That's exactly why there's a retro line and a classified line right now, right? There's
Yeah.
2-point discrepancy, 5-point discrepancy. It doesn't matter.
You know, when I first started collecting, I was all about I wanted them to be exactly updated copies of the Real American Hero figures, but as the line has grown, I've kind of been able to appreciate that they're all not,
Right.
you know.
The new little twists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the modern update at all on these figures, and you know, the retro cards are ones that I've said that I would skip some of because I don't need them all. I cannot be a completionist anymore. With these guys, it's just they're releasing so many I want, so many versions that I don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
So I've got to factor in which version is more important and do I like the retro enough to put it on the shelf. So far, all the ones that I've got that I've opened have actually replaced the regular classified versions. Recondo, much trouble as I went through and made that a little personal quest to get Recondo. My Rekondo's trash. I'm glad other people got better versions of him. I like the color scheme, but the figure is actually worse than the Tiger Force one is. And the Tiger Force one, while not being my Recondo and the proper colors that I liked as a kid, looks just fine.
It is a good.
His hat falls off constantly.
Yeah, the hat on the new one, the Tiger Force one don't have that problem.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the last of the retros. There he is. There he is. So this is the one we all knew was coming. We knew it was coming. Most of you guys probably knew it was coming before I knew it was coming because you knew it was coming as soon as you saw that bonus tier for the His HasLab. You knew this was going to be coming out in retro card, and they sure took a long time confirming it. And you know, this was I think they said it maybe about, no, it wasn't about this one, but it also was true. This is the worst kept secret in classified lately was this figure. But what they did keep a damn good secret was the vac metallized faceplate. That you guys are probably the same with as I am. It absolutely blew me away, especially since they said that they couldn't and wouldn't be able to do these. And also everybody that when Emily said shiny said, "Oh, Battle Armor Cobra Commander's next." No, he ain't. It's this one. The one that we all knew was coming. What do you guys think? Crow, what do you think?
Oh man, I'm just doing the math. I'm gonna go with the unpopular vote. You can put shiny things on shiny things that need shiny things. There's nothing here that impresses me beyond the shine. Once you get rid of that vac, what I just see is a good Cobra Commander figure, and that's fine. It's a good figure, but the character itself just has so little appeal to me because there's so many other variants and other things. So it's just okay. It's not my favorite of the line. I don't hate it, but I really don't care that it's there.
All right, fair enough. What do you think, Aaron?
Something that me and Crow were talking about. Well, actually, I was talking about it. We were conversating last week on was. I'm glad that this figure came out because you know they announced the was once a man Cobra, and I was like, I don't think it's fair to the public to put out the once a man Cobra Commander when they're all kind of screaming for this one, because the only way you would have had a version of like this is to order the HasLab His Tank, and a lot of people missed out. A lot of people are coming into the line right now, you know, and they just didn't have the opportunity to latch onto that. So I'm very happy to see it. I love the vac. Anything vac metal, I'm jumping on. I love Silverhawks, all that stuff. I think it's them. It obviously you could tell that Lenny is exploring with the vac, and they were glad It looks good. It worked good. Now that we made that step, where can we take this? Can we vac blades now? Can we vac knives or whatever? Anything that needs to be shiny. I would love to. I'm a Crimson Twin freak, you guys. So if I ever seen Crimson Twins with vac metal armor on them, I would
Oh
totally
yeah.
flip. I would totally flip for that. It's like take my money. But I think the greatest part about this figure is that Hasbro made that step into the vac, and now we can appreciate this and explore more possibilities.
Darren knows what I'm going to say. So, Darren, you go ahead because you're going to say it before me. I know it.
Well, we'll see because I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but
Okay.
I also am glad they made this figure. I do not have hands-on with the HasLab one. I have it, but I have not opened it, and I have not opened it. I've said many times because one, it's valuable, but I'm not even looking at it that way. It's because I have no personal attachment myself to the Mickey Mouse logo. I'd never had the Mickey Mouse logo version when I was a kid. I had the regular version. I had this version. So I knew that this version would be coming. I am very happy that they made it for people that did not get the HasLab one, or, you know, for whatever reason, you don't have the HasLab one. I don't have it open. So
Yep.
I don't technically have it in my hand to play with either. The figure may suck. I don't know. And if it does, we know they're not going to fix it for this version. So, I really like this figure. This was the best figure of the day for me, next to one other. And I'm really thrilled with this. Going back to what Aaron just said, though, said he's a big Crimson Guard freak, and it really hopes that we see Crimson Guards with the vac metallized pauldrons. If they do that, how many more versions of all these figures that have metal anything are they going to go back and redo now that they have discovered plastic in 2024 that can bind that finish?
That's right.
So
By the way,
I love gold.
I have played with the Mickey a lot. I'm sure you guys seen him in my videos a lot, and the Mickey does move well. It is a very nice figure. As far as there's no problems with the joints, nothing's loose. The only problem that I have with my Mickey is that constantly this slips down, but it's due to the slickness of his pant leg. So
most of them are that way, though.
Yeah, if you guys don't have the Mickey, or if you don't play with yours a lot, I've put mine literally through the ringer. I pluck his head off all the time. I put different heads on, and he has held up really good. So I can guarantee that back metal is going to be just the same quality. It is a good fig.
Grievance is having a hard time understanding if you're saying Mickey or not, but
yeah, Mickey.
I guess I can't say that I haven't held that figure, because I did hold the one that you've got. When
did you hold my figure?
I held your room or something. I held your Mickey when I was
you touched my drums.
That's exactly what I did to him too.
Did you guys hear that? Darren touched my Mickey.
Hey, can I expand? Oh, go ahead. Finish up what you were saying. Sorry.
Oh, wait, you want to expand? Go ahead.
No, God, not that expand. No, I want to expand on what Aaron was saying, but I got you.
By the way, guys, you can touch my Mickey anytime.
He's going to have it at Joe Fest. Damn it.
Crow shut us down, bro.
Touche.
Touche. Good move, Crow.
Okay, guys, you know as well as I do, Hasbro would never start doing vac for just like vac metal effects for one figure, right? They're doing it. This is new in the line. We don't have our Iron Grenadier Destro yet, do we?
Nope.
No, we don't have a despoiler for him yet, do we?
That would be sweet.
I was saving that point for you.
Oh, but no, what I was thinking, guys, mine was even stupider because somebody else really likes it and I hate the freaking thing. But the Silver Mirage.
Well, somebody else
Sky
mentioned
Patrol, man.
Super Trooper.
Yeah.
Or was it? It was up
Grand
here somewhere.
Slam. Maybe Grand Slam's
Oh.
padding is metal now.
Can
Who
you
knows?
imagine a Sky Patrol shark, man?
Yes, the Sky Patrol was another one I was
Backed
thinking.
out.
The
Ooh,
platinum.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
baby.
let's go ahead and give this. Hold on, I'm gonna take him off of solo so I can get my marker here. So let's go ahead and give this dude a rating.
Well, shit.
It was Loki says it was him. I couldn't find it, Loki. So mentioned Super Trooper. So all right, we're ready.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Wow, Crow.
Wow.
He's my favorite character, and this is the best version of him.
Dude, it's Cobra Commander, man. Backed out.
Okay,
With,
Daredevil Dave and Loki, I need you to remind me when we get to Joke Fest to bring lots of little shiny trinkets to distract these guys as I snatch up deals on Mythic Legions right in front of them. They're like, look at this shiny thing.
Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up, Darren, and I heard someone talking about this today. It was either on a stream or something. He doesn't come with the backpack, does he?
Oh, for
Cobra
the
Retro
gun. No,
card?
they stripped down some of the stuff that he come with from that version. So
Yeah,
no,
and that
does
backpack is crucial, man.
Look at
It
all
holds
that.
the gun.
Well, now the original though had the slot in there, like it didn't have a backpack.
Right,
Yeah,
I know, but he had some place to store it. I know it was
Yeah.
molded in there, yeah, because it was
Yeah.
such a small.
But yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the blow dryer. What's the what is it? Somebody do it. The Ben Stiller.
The Zohan.
Zohan, that's what it is. I've never actually seen that movie,
Oh,
so
it's pretty good. I don't like a lot of Adam Sandler, but that one was cute.
I've never actually seen Zohan. So, all right, so let's keep going here.
Sure.
So we got to talk about these dudes.
Mm-hmm.
We got our Mad Marauders, Spirit and Lowlight. Woody, if you think it's funny, I may have to watch it. I'll take your like Anakin.
Oh, I see how it is. My recommendation wasn't enough. Well, noted.
So, no. I had to get an outside party consultant for that. So
No, that's fair. I wouldn't trust me either. I gave it 5 out of 10 on Cobra Commander.
Yeah, that's right. Anybody that gives Cobra Commander with the vac metalized faceplate a 5 out of 10, how can you trust that guy? So,
well, he can't rate as high as my Falcon 9 out of 10, right? Like,
no, yeah, that's right. It's because of the shotgun. No, it would have been because of the backpack more than the shotgun. So we knew these guys were coming for a while now, and we've talked about these guys before on our streams. Like when we first saw the images of this, were they fake? Because they look like they could have been fake in the first pictures of them. They actually look better out of the package than I was expecting them to. Spirit needs blue more than on his boots, in my opinion. But
his headband's blue.
Well, yeah, it's
And
true.
his
His dubious ancestry, since Lenny said they gave him a Navajo, and like 43 people pointed out that he was not actually Navajo. He was from a different tribe.
Yeah,
So,
well, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. Just
right.
Same thing.
Chinese, Japanese, Siamese, or however that went in Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about these two figures?
Aaron, you go first.
Yeah, Aaron, you
I
first.
really like them. I like the way the Marauders look. It wasn't a look that I was into in my younger days, but that being said, I like the way the classified route is going, and I don't know if it's the detail that just that intrigues me more about it. But I did, when barbecue was going cheap and everyone was like, no, we don't like this barbecue, I was like, I'm gonna get barbecue because I know they're gonna come out with the rest. And here we are, over a year later or whatnot, coming out with the rest, and I think it's gonna look like a good sub team, man. This is gonna be a good sub team. They're gonna have their own little spot on the shelf, and I'm excited for it. I like this sub team.
Crow.
Oh, well, I'm next. All right. No surprises with them whatsoever. They do all the leaks and everything like we talked about. Yeah, seeing them outside the box helped a little bit, but not necessarily in a great way. I don't mind the Mad Marauders showing up. I don't mind the color sets. I wasn't a huge fan of them in the 80s. Not the hugest fan now, but they look better than they did. I just think that Spirit is a slightly stronger character than Lowlight when presented like this. I effing hate that rifle for Lowlight. I hate it with all my heart.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of the gets a little bit of the ED on that rifle when you pose them with him. That barrel is, if the barrel wasn't that flimsy, it would have been okay. The strap gets in the way.
So here's the thing that really pissed me off about it, right? So Spirit, you gave him some new kit, you left enough of his old kit that he's still Spirit, right down to the bird, of course, right? But with Lowlight, you've gotten rid of all of his really cool kit, which was a real hit with that character the first time, replaced it with Tunnel Rat and the Arctic Bat kit. And
I'll say good night to Woody. Sorry to interrupt.
Good night, Woody.
Woody's taking off. He's got to get in bed. So go build that stuff that keeps us safe.
Yeah, those things working.
Get you some sleep.
That's my only point is in this 2 set, like I was afraid of, one is much stronger than the other, but you got to get them both, right?
Yeah, you don't have it yet, and that's why they did it.
Yeah.
They know everybody's going to want the Spirit. I like the Lowlight figure we've already got. I don't need a second Lowlight. Honestly, I like the Spirit figure we've already got. I don't need a second Spirit, and I don't know if I'm going to pick these up.
I'll re-kit Lowlight, and that'll solve all issues if I do pick it up, because like completion and Mad Marauders, you've got barbecue, you want them to have some company, but
that's the thing.
it's that Lowlight, and it was just, to me, like, that was just the shallowest attempt at making Lowlight, Yeah,
it's like they did kind of really skimp on Lowlight, and they put the effort into Spirit. That's a badass. That's a badass Spirit, but
it's not bad.
Lowlights, man. I hate those night vision goggles. I hate them. I hate those. I don't hate them all.
Yeah, I don't like them on any figure. Maybe Firefly, and that's about it. I didn't
like them for one figure, maybe one figure in the line, but they're just too abundant right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Daredevil Dave, no. How do you change the color of the eagle for Night Forest? You really think a bald eagle be okay with you painting him? It's not a bald eagle. It's an entirely different eagle. It's not Freedom. It's Nyla.
I think it's like
Nigel.
Yeah,
Nigel. Like Nos.
I think it's Niyol. So Nile.
Niall.
Yeah.
Is it a raven?
Hey, Nigel? No, it's some type of eagle.
It's just a different type of eagle. Yeah.
It's luckily it's not a war eagle.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's called a Rogaine eagle, right? The opposite of the bald ones. So there you
go. What does chat think? Are you guys planning on picking this setup? We've known they've been coming for quite a while. That was the part that I missed War Chest when I called the IG bat. I thought they would do the big shoulder pauldrons too, because why wouldn't they reuse it?
I think once I get Sarge, and I'm excited to have all 4 of them together. Once I get Sarge and Spirit and Lowlight and Barbecue together, I'm gonna be taking some pictures, man.
I do like the Marauders Barbecue. I got it. I ordered it. I pre-ordered it. I wasn't I didn't play clearance chicken with that one. I did pre-order.
I picked them up full price, and then I picked up the other ones.
And and I'm happy with it because I do like that color blue. It works for barbecue. Sure, it's got nothing to do with the damn firefighter, but it don't have nothing to do with the sniper either, or drill sergeant that we're about to look at. So I like that color. It works on barbecue, and barbecue is a vastly underrated figure.
So
Barbecue is a badass figure. I know he doesn't come with a gun, Crow, but he's
no, I
a
don't care about
badass
that.
figure.
Firefighters have their role everywhere. It's fine. I don't have a problem with barbecue as a character. Just I wish he had a different head sculpt. That's all, like a second head.
Yeah, he needs this Gabriel Kelly. He needs the unmasked head. I agree.
We need blowtorch.
The thing
We're
about
getting him.
the Marauder line, like I was just thinking about this too, right? Because I'm like, okay, so we know that the other reason why we're probably going to buy these is because there's more coming in Footloose, Mutton Junkyard. Like there's more Marauders to come. And what they said in the Hasbro Pulse, and I didn't know this, was that the Mad Marauders' designated target to fight was the Iron Grenadiers.
Yeah, I think they just kind of.
It felt
I don't think that was planned. I think
no,
the
I was
timing.
looking at it, I'm like, so the Iron Grenadiers that have a lot of heavy armor, heavy firepower, and so far you're bringing sharpshooters only to this, and the guy that carries a duffel bag. No,
Yeah.
Well,
no
it came
one
out
with
the
heavy
same
armor.
year too. It was all 88, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. The only Marauder that I had as a kid was Mutt. And I only got him because, it's Mutt and Junkyard. They're like my favorite characters aside from Roadblock. Roadblock and Mutt and Junkyard are pretty much tied for my favorite Joe. So, and I think my original Junkyard had a broken leg. So I went ahead and picked that set up. Mutt looks good in the Marauders colors.
I apologize. Marauders came out in 89.
I was going to say they were just
and then the ones that we are lacking, is like the Mutton Junkyard and the Footloose. Yeah, Footloose.
Yeah, which they name dropped. We didn't mention that. Footloose was a name only reveal, and I know that made a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
I have one friend that Footloose is her favorite Joe. She absolutely loves Footloose, so I know she's real happy because we're finally gonna get him. So eventually we're gonna get the Marauders version. Hell, they might release Marauders Footloose first.
Oh yeah, they're not. I mean, look at Recondo. They did it, right?
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me a bit because they've already had these guys in the factory doing the paint and the colors for Marauders. It wouldn't surprise me if we get Marauders Footloose first. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, like they did Bazooka.
About that tactic, because it was what they did with Ricardo. It's a trigger to get you to buy the other Tiger Force or the other Marauders, right? It's coincidental sales, right? And, and
I definitely think it was a 2-pack because they knew people weren't going to really like low light that much.
Yeah, and we're going to see a lot more of them for Night Force and others. So
yeah, for sure. So let's rate the 2-pack. The 2-pack, not individual figures because we can't buy them individually, so we got to rate the whole thing. So low light lowers the average a little bit, I think. But what do you guys got?
Yeah, well, I forgot I couldn't rate them individually, so I had to average. It would have been a 6 at the strongest, but it's a 5 for me.
It's an 8 for me.
I got a 7. I got a 7 for them. So I'm not sure.
Is what ruins it.
I think these guys will be. I think these guys will be some that won't be hard to find. War chest.
Aaron, you gave an 8.
Gave him an 8. I'm really hyped to have these Marauders together, man. I don't know what it is, but I am just like you guys, low light is very disappointing.
Chat doesn't care much for him. Daredevil gives him a 4, Loki 6, Grievous
Finally,
5.
the chat comes to my side.
And War Chest just says, "Does Spirit just have a fucking aviary?"
That's my goal to make you guys like the Marauders.
Look, I like to put the darker spin on this. All right, you want to know why Niall is around? Because at some point when you're fighting Joe, you clue into the eagle flying over your head that's blowing your cover, and you shoot that friggin' bird. right? Like
Yeah.
Grim is a baby, guys. Let him have another.
I said Daredevil's like, so Spirit said I'm joining Night Force. I need a new bird. Goodbye, freedom. I said Storm Shadow must have finally hit him with one of them ninja stars. So all right, let's
Yeah.
move along. So
Yeah,
then nothing to see. So then we get this dude right here who we also knew was gonna be coming. The star attraction for the Mad Marauders, because they can't be Slaughter's Marauders anymore for whatever reason. What do you guys think about this Sarge? Crow.
Oh, Darren, when are you gonna go first out of the three of us? You bet.
Never, because I'm hosting, so
Yeah,
never.
okay. I'm gonna remember that next week or next time we do this. I'll be like, I'm hosting. Look, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Yeah, it's the same Sergeant Slaughter. It's a repaint. The differences are too slight for me to care. But that's a 10 for the 10 for the itty bitty bitty bag. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that is the big draw to this stupid thing. But
Yeah.
you would be remiss not to make note that there are two different packaged variants of this.
Yes.
Do not open your Sergeant Slaughter if he's not wearing his hat in the box.
Yep.
That's going to be worth cash.
Sarge come out and did not give final likeness approval for the packaging because he did not have on his drill sergeant hat and his shades in the packaging, but some of them have already been made.
Yes.
So there's a love and a hate, right? I love the itty bitty bitty bag, even though it's the most simple thing you could probably pick up at any little rock jewelry store. Just get a little dice bag or something, but if they make it work, it's really cool. The boxing gloves from Big Boa and the weights really bother me because they're basically telling us the Sergeant Slaughter, he's their PT trainer, he's everything. I get that. But it was like, he's a famous wrestler, and you're telling me boxing is as close to wrestling that we're going to accept it. It just felt like they wanted to justify throwing some extra Big Boa parts around.
Yeah, they got to reuse those. They got to reuse those dumbbells somewhere. Who else are you going to give them to?
Exactly.
Roadblock.
Slaughter would be the only character I could think of giving them to, but I wouldn't give them to any of them. Really, like that's my stance on it. But
well, I mean, he's the counterpart to Big Boa, so it makes the most sense for them to give him the weights because, like I said, they got to get their money out of the tooling for them. So, I don't really have a problem with them coming with the weights. I think it's kind of silly, but why not? As long as it's not going to make him a deluxe figure.
Well, it is in its own way, right? Like, this is not a regular boxed figure, is it? I thought this was.
Yeah. No, this is a regular. He's a regular release figure.
Huh?
He's not a deluxe.
I thought he was on the higher end, like not Snow Job Deluxe, but anyways, yeah, I was mistaken. Okay, for a regular figure, I don't care. He's worth the cost for sure.
Loki says he is a deluxe. Okay, maybe did I have that wrong?
I thought he was deluxe.
Okay.
I remember the bit count on the original one had it just slightly above a regular release, but it wasn't like your standard deluxe figure. It was almost like $5 more.
Right. Well, there's
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got him. I bought him on Amazon, and he was whatever full price was. Seems like he was about $35 or $36 when I bought him.
Right.
So, and he was an Amazon exclusive originally.
Yeah, I think they were 32 actually. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe he is a deluxe then. All right. What do you think, Aaron?
I like him. The Crow, pointed out that chase, and he's the one that originally brought that to my attention. I've never heard it anywhere before, but the fact that he does have a chase, a different version, that just intrigues me and makes me want to hunt down that valuable, version of him. But as far as he's looking great, man. My main concern was the little fig, and you can see that I was like, please tell me that they painted and changed the fig and all. They didn't put the same fig that we're getting with the last Sergeant Slaughter. And they did. They changed it. So I was super stoked with that. I love those mini figs. You guys know
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of them. Some of you sent me some of them. I love minifigs, but yeah, man, it's it's awesome. I like them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did that too. I'm glad they did the minifig and changed that with him as well.
And the itty
That
bitty
was
bag. I mean,
yeah,
Turn
that
the-
was
This is my
that
favorite
was
part.
genius.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the flag point.
The flag point and the file card on the minifig.
it's so
Yeah,
awesome.
they said it's just a bunch of dots, but I mean
Yeah.
it's just the point of actually having a file card that is what is a file card supposed to be. You know,
That was cool. I'll say that.
so I'm with you, Loki. I'm a big Slaughter fan. Yeah, take out 100 pounds of weights. Actually, it'd be 180 pounds of weights.
Yeah.
What's up, Same Time Toys? What's going on, Shane? Glad you popped in, man.
Hey,
We're just
Shane.
Dang.
Thinking of
giving
you.
our opinions on these releases.
Mhm. Shane would have guessed Silver Mirage before I said it. Shane reads my mind in the chat all the time. Like the number of time we have typed the exact same comment has been ridiculous.
So, well,
That bag's
That was-
awesome.
You know what I'm
here.
curious about? Maybe one of you guys know the answer because you know the history a little bit. But Sergeant Slaughter's contract with Hasbro, every time I hear about it, it seems to get more and more powerful. It just occurred to me, like he's got all these figure like contracts with Hasbro that they're going to make figures of them, but he's assured back-to-back deluxes, right? Like not just a regular fig. He's getting deluxes, man. He's
Yeah.
got to have some dirt on Chris Cox, man. That's what it is. He's got dirt on Chris Cox.
Could be. Could be. Yeah, he's got a pretty strong contract. You know, he's very smart. He did something that was kind of akin to what George Lucas did with Star Wars. Is he's keeping all of his likeness, all of his he controls who can and can't do his merchandising, right? Like Hasbro don't own him, Mattel don't own him. That was genius.
Yeah, well,
Very,
daughters.
very surprised we haven't seen a triple T actually, since it's such a small vevehicle.
And it's got that Night Force capability.
Yeah, I mean, on my show with Pop Blender that we did last week, I did say that I think we might see a triple T in some kind of Marauders colors, possibly. I can see that. I can see them doing that. That'd be an easy vehicle for them to make, and like you said, they can get at least one or two repaints out of it easily. It'd probably be in the, if they did it without a figure, which we've already got Sarge. So, I mean, I think it would probably be in the maybe $70 price range, maybe 80, because you got it's not as big as the Vamp, I don't think. Maybe the same size, but if they didn't do a figure,
but
then,
that's the thing. They've had opportunities to not include figures, but they keep throwing figures in with every vehicle, even ones that normally didn't. I just don't know. Yeah,
you did. Yeah. And now that you mention that, they did say that they want, in this stream, they want vehicles packaged with figures. So you immediately have something to play with. So, that's a good point. I think that's still coming. I think it just got leaked way early. The Triple T Transformer is supposed to be cup and leatherneck. I think that's probably going to come at some point. So
imagine a Triple T coming with the third Slaughter. Like that is a good contract, son.
Hey, if they did it with the actual, like with the USA shirt with the red, white, and blue USA on it, they'd sell, because that was the original mail away version of him, and I didn't have it. I didn't have that one. I don't think I had an original Sergeant Slaughter. I don't think I got one until, I know I had the Warthog and I had the Triple T. So I guess
Warthog,
I remember making away for that Triple T, and it was awesome, man.
Warthog would be a badass classified vehicle. So my thoughts on this Sergeant Slaughter, I might not pick up Spirit and Lowlight, but I'm going to pick him up. I like it. He looks great in the blue tank top with the blue shades, the blue boxing gloves. also to reuse some of Big Boa's stuff. And of course the Diddy bag, but I stopped right here because this is my only complaint with Sergeant Slaughter. Is my complaint with the other one is Sergeant Slaughter does not need to be holding an Eastern Bloc made fucking firearm. Sergeant Slaughter needs the weapon that Mutt came with,
or
the
conventional
M4
American.
Yeah, something he needs something that American troops use, not a weapon that is favored by people we fight, even though it is probably arguably a better gun, but that's not the point. So Matt says his first slaughter was the Marauders version. And Matt also wants the Equalizer. I did not have that. I like this Sergeant Slaughter. I will definitely be picking it up.
I'll tell you why he gets the AK, if you ask me, even though I'm with you. It's a terrible representation of an American icon like Sergeant Slaughter to give him the Kalashnikov fucking rifle.
Yeah.
However, there's one known fact about an AK-47. I think they've even said this in movies, and it's true. The reason Sergeant Slaughter would get a gun like this is because it's that PT aspect. He likes to push his troops through the mud and all that. And an AK-47, you can literally bear that thing in the mud, shake it out, and fire that goddamn action after working the action just a little bit. It's a very versatile and durable weapon.
Yes,
the only reason I could picture him doing
and
it.
sometimes I mean, Crow, you may know this better than I do. I don't know if it's the truth of it. You've been in the military more than me, but I've heard people carrying around the enemy's ammo and guns just because sometimes it was easier to pick up or easier to obtain, especially out in a battlefield somewhere.
Yeah, Matt's got the perfect reason for it, and this is the big problem, right? So Warsaw Pact weapons, so the Soviet bloc and our weapons do not use the same ammunition, guys.
Yeah,
it's not compatible.
They're 7.62 and ours are 5.56.
Well, no, we have 7.62 and 5.56, but there's a different under that point. They're just like layoff. It's like 7.42 for an AK-74, for example. Like their measurements.
3.9.
Yeah, right.
3.9.
5.56 is your standard bullets for most rifles, and then your 7.62 are like your heavy machine guns, right? Yeah. But Slaughter would only be able to pick up other Cobra mags. He couldn't pick a Joe mag with his weapon, right?
Yep. And Shane, right below Matthew's comment, absolutely. That is my number one. That is my number one gripe with both of those figures is the weapon is already in the line. There was no reason not to do that. So
and that's a good point too. If you looked at the Iron Grenadiers, so the line between Joe weapons and Cobra weapons is gone, right?
Yeah, it certainly does appear so. I know somebody was it maybe Punk was talking about that they're
I think it was
like the crossing over of the Joe and the Cobra weapons, and that's a good point. I mean, but they did it way back with this first Sarge here. So the first Sarge. See what I did there? So let's go ahead and give Sergeant Slaughter our rating. Let me take this off of.
Oh, I'm gonna go on one better. Here's now Sergeant.
Let's see.
So chat, what are you giving this repainted Sarge? I like the blue shades though. I've got a pair of blue sunglasses like that. Polarized blue gets me every time, second only to polarized green that you never see.
Yeah, every time I buy sunglasses, they're basically the blue polarized.
Yeah, I got a pair of nice knockoff Costas. I can't afford real Costas because I buy too many fucking action figures.
Shane, we're doing 1 out of 10 on the figure.
Yes, we're doing 1 out of 10 on these guys instead. Not my 1 out of 5 scale. We're doing 1 out of 10. Crow's drawing us a little picture there. Maybe he's doing breaking us. I was gonna say maybe he's gonna break some news with some exclusive stick figures there.
Crow. Yep, Woody bought all the Sergeant Slaughters.
Yeah. All right, guys, ready? Call. I do that everywhere. Anytime I hear a bird, it don't matter what it is. I go call.
I like it.
So, all right.
I'm going 6 out of 10 with an itty bitty bit more to make it 7 out of 10.
Me and AA Ron are both giving him a 9.
There you go.
I did not rank the original Sarge. Whenever I can get back to doing my Limelight series on my figures, I've got to do. That's one I'm going to do because I bought him before I was actually reviewing stuff. I would have given the original Sarge a 9. Or a 4 on my scale. He may have been a 4.5. So Loki's got him at a 12. Conwayso's is a 8. Grievance is an 8. An 8 out of 10 twice. Daredevil gives him a 10 plus. Matthew Matson gives him an 8. So once again, high marks from everybody except Crow.
It's because they all know they're going to meet him at Joe Fest. You bunch of licks.
So I actually met him. I met him here last year. He was at the Nashville Con. It was pretty much about the only good thing about that convention, and that's why I didn't go to it. It was this weekend here, and I didn't even go. I could have gone Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, USA shirt probably would have gotten a 10.
I never met him, but I'm sure he'll definitely do something when he sees me in the Cobra Trooper outfit.
Yeah.
If you plan on meeting him, he will 100% do that. So that's what I had done when I met him.
Oh wow! I should bring my box in case. Yeah.
He signs everything just about the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna bring a box.
He will sometimes he will sign stuff in like red, white, and blue markers that looks cool. He didn't do it for mine, but
I know
he should have. Much money as I spent. I had two things signed and bought a shirt and got the picture package with him. So yeah, I was put in the Cobra clutch. It was really nice.
I know exactly what I'm bringing for him to sign. I took them off one of my uniform jackets when I retired. I have my sergeant's chevrons. I'm going to get him to sign those.
Oh, that'd be badass. If you do, I bet he will make a comment because he don't get to, he probably don't get to sign very often.
No,
I'm sure he probably has, but
sure
that's not going to be common. Something like that, Dave. It was actually what I got was more than that. What I got was about $100, but it was signing multiple things. I talked to him for 5 minutes, and the person that I was with just got her phone, and either she took them or his handler, his assistant, took them. I think she took them, but I mean, we just stood there and we did pictures for like, I don't know, a couple of minutes easy. I probably got 30 or 40 pictures of me with him.
That's
so
awesome.
For the experience, it's worth it. Whether you like him or not, we all know somebody that really don't like him, but I always really liked Sarge, and he is a great dude. Really friendly, takes his time with each person I saw him visit with. Yes, I am, Bobby.
So an interesting thing for the chat, like Conwayvos, I know you're relatively new to our channels, I think. I'm not sure, but I know Matt Madsen would back this up, and I learned this on JLS. Sergeant Slaughter's Renegades, right? We don't have Taurus, Red Dog, or Mercer yet. We know they'll probably come after the Mad Marauders or in between. Did you guys know who they were based off of? This is more Sergeant Slaughter power. Were you aware of who they were inspired by?
I heard it somewhere, but I don't recall it. No.
So it was Taurus was the Iron Sheik. It was inspired by the Iron Sheik, the friend of
That's right.
Slaughter, right? And then it was, I think it was Red Dog. Who were they? Well, there was Mercer and Red Dog. So Mercer was based off Dolph Lundgren when he was doing Rocky. And,
Yes.
and Red Dog was Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's ear must have been burning. There's
Punk's
the,
in here.
the Godfather himself. What's going on, Punk?
So again,
That's for-
I talk about the power of Slaughter over Hasbro, right? Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, he really, you know, he really has his stuff together with them as far as what he can, you know, what they can do with him and what they can't. War Chest, I thought this was funny. War Chest meeting Sarge was badass. Guy in front of me asked a crazy question on what happened on some mission, and he snapped into character talking about busting cobra heads. So
that's awesome.
that would be funny. So there's the Viper in progress.
The
Can
window
you guys
Viper.
hear me with it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually sounds like it usually does on Tuesday night. So
I was gonna say it sounds
Like
better.
a big echo.
not too bad, but yeah, a little bit.
This is for Punk. What's up, Punk? I know how much you love cosplay.
I bet you better put a sweat towel in there for him if he's going to be wearing that. The bald head's going to be sweating. Also,
Had to put it on.
while Punk is in here, congratulations, Punk, to you and to your son for finishing the easiest part of his life. But I know that made you very proud. So Punk's son just graduated high school. So
Oh,
That's awesome. Mine did too. That's awesome.
Oh, I can't wait to
Oh.
be there.
Our
So,
sons graduated together.
Yep. So that was cool. He posted some pictures of that. I know he was proud. If I had a kid, I would have been too.
That's,
So,
that's the best moment to be at for your kid's life is their graduation. And I was really proud because, well, from Punk's show, we all know that I did not graduate, but to have my first son graduate, it was a real magical moment.
yeah, I bet that really was to see that. So congratulations to y'all too. So, well, we need to power through here because I got to have a bunch of blood taken in the morning. So let's go ahead and get to this bad boy right here. This is the one we've been, everybody's been kind of waiting on.
I never heard of it.
This is a commercial for a saw. So it's about time to play a commercial. So I'll let that
Milwaukee Cat.
skip through. Yeah. It's a Hercules. You use any Hercules equipment on your stuff, Aaron?
No, I've switched over back to DeWalt, and I switch over every so many years. I was on Rigid
What?
before that.
Wasn't that the one that you said your helper you always kicked his DeWalt down the hallway or something?
I could kick his Milwaukee down the hallway.
Okay, he had the Milwaukee. He had the Milwaukee, and you had the DeWalt. All right.
Yeah, we kick each
So-
other's stuff though.
Yeah, kick it. Yeah. So let's talk about the Stinger. Everybody, we knew this was the other worst kept secret. We all knew it was coming. They had all but confirmed this thing. They said it a couple months ago that it was coming for sure. What are you guys' thoughts on the Stinger? Aaron, since Crow don't like to go first.
I'll go first. I was looking at this last night, and what I'm really, really happy about is it looks like those missiles almost sit in like a cradle grip that on the back of the truck. And if you had the Stinger, dude, you know that those missiles were almost impossible to get straight and to keep right. And it looks like a lot better of a setup, and that the missiles are going to stay on a lot better. And that was my main, like, I'm like zooming in on this all day yesterday, trying to look at this machine that they built. And that was the only thing I was concerned about was how are the missiles loaded on there. And it looks like they're going to be stable. We'll be able to spin them around, whatever. It'll be a lot better than the vintage.
Crow?
I would have to watch that again because what Aaron is saying about those missiles was one thing that I noticed the opposite of. It seemed to me like they were kind of fumbling with that missile rack a little bit. He at one point went to go remove the missile and he took the whole rack off, right? Because it was
I think that was accidental too.
that was absolutely accidental, but it didn't really speak well of the moment. Because what I noticed was when he removed one of the missiles, I think they're held on by two center pegs, like just foot post peg like things, and they sit on them. But I noticed when he removed one, it malaligned another, right? I think the problem is still kind of there because it's because of the way it's open at the top. Like the missiles have nothing sitting over them to press them down into the mount. There's no clamp, like no clamp that pulls them downward. I think you're still gonna have those set issues.
It almost looks like there's a rear cradle on the back there. Yeah, right where your cursor is. It almost looks like there's a plastic rear cradle, and I imagine there's some kind of dog bone insert or some kind of insert under there.
I also got to give shout out to, I think it's Chad that pointed out that they've got their blast effects on backwards.
Yes, I seen that today. Yeah, he was talking about that. Yeah, that is kind of trashy.
That's Matthew Matson's favorite part of this entire Jeep is those backwards blast effects.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's
killing them right now. I know it is.
They designed those that way, so it was like, well, yeah. I mean, but you can see at this angle, like if you just rewound that just a bit, that even at that angle, it looked like that closest missile was malaligned from the other two. And it's not that big of a deal, right? But I'm just saying, like,
that has always been a rough feature, though. Even with my vintage, I have 3 of these Stingers, and none of them. I mean, even my mint condition ones, the missiles are hard to keep.
Everything else about this thing, I loved. I love the fact that they put a back step plate on it, even though it's a missile launcher, so that you can take that off and put that on your vamp.
Yes, it's going right on the vamp.
Right. All that stuff. I love the improvements they made to just make it look Cobra enough from the Joe vamp. Great, but that missile rack looks problematic.
I'm trying to get back to where you said if you'll rewind it just a little bit, because
even here you can see like the outside missiles look like they're at look at the furthest left, the one that's most closest to Lenny. That one's almost pointed to like 15 degrees upwards, where the one next to it's pointed almost straight. Like it just looks like it has alignment issues.
And they are. I know they are stared. They are stared on there though.
Yeah, the middle two set higher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Either way, I'm still gonna get it. I'm gonna be happy about it. I'm just apprehensive. I don't think that missile system looks like it's the most solid.
Yeah. I mean, possibly not. I think you're right, though. I think there's probably, I don't know if it shows it. I don't remember if it shows it or not. I hadn't rewatched this part, but there probably is a dog bone in the middle. Say hi to Gasland's mechanic, just showed up. What's going on?
Hey, Gasland's.
Like I said, I took a look at these pictures, and from what the best I can tell is that it is dog bone with a small cradle, like a small cradle on the back, like a half loop there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was hoping
I was hoping he'd take it off too. Yet does he? Okay.
Yeah. So there is a dog bone.
And I'm not gonna say he's doing this, but remember, some of these figure presentations, in order to get them to stand on their stand, they actually hot glue.
And there is a cradle
place, right? So,
right.
I mean, it could be that he hot glued these missiles in and left one loose so he could remove it. And
yes, and they have done that. They've told us that they've glued pieces. Yeah,
because otherwise,
some of the stuff
like ours, right? Our shows we drop shit all the time. So,
yeah, actually, so he does actually there.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So it is a double dog bone. It's that traditional dog bone with a small cradle on the back.
Yeah. Oh, and there's another commercial for.
So if you're not familiar with the original Stinger, it wasn't even a dog bone that they sat on. It was just a piece of straight plastic, man, that those missiles sat on, and that's why they would kilter and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
I never had the Stinger when I was a kid. I didn't have it. Pop Blender had it, but we used to make do with one Stinger. The vamp gun is trash. That's the absolute worst thing about that whole toy. It is ass. And somebody asked how much we thought it was going to be, and I'm trying to find it. Matthew answered probably 100. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think
Better
it'll
be
be more
100.
than 100.
Yeah.
Is that what they charged for the vamp the first time?
Yeah, Vamp was
Yeah,
100.
but
Why would you change it?
well, Ken was talking about how they're going to be 120 because of the top hoods and the doors and all, and the step on the back that they're going to try to get us for another 20.
I was actually just about to say that. I can see it being 110 or 120 because of that, because they're going to be like, if they're called out, well, we had to mold some extra gray plastic for the doors and the roof. And the missile rack, but I don't think the missile rack's going to have much more plastic than the guns. Gull wing, what do you think about the gull wing armored louvered doors? You guys like that look?
I love it.
I like it. It doesn't have lights, right? It doesn't have any type of lighting, right?
No.
The up here on the roof, this is
it's
like
a light bar.
LED light bar instead of the KC lights.
Does it actually light up though?
Oh no.
No, okay.
Not till you get a hold of it.
Well, Punk confused me. We were talking. I think it was on Punk's stream, and I was like, "It needs lights," I was just joking around, basically. And he's like, "Oh, it has lights," and it's like, "No, it doesn't,"
because he had just finished reviewing the Ramen Racer too, and that thing had everything, like lights and everything else too, right? So
I'm impressed with that thing. I ain't gonna lie.
It is nice.
It's good.
Hey, I want to throw a different look at what you were just talking about the price point here. Okay, let's look at this from Hasbro's perspective, because we know this is not going to be the last vamp we're going to see. We're going to see a Vamp Mark II for Joe. We're going to see that stupid Heart Wrencher Dreadnought variant of this. Like, this is going to keep coming back, right?
I'm kind of excited for that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Sure. Now,
didn't have that one either.
Okay. Here's the thing. If I'm Hasbro and I want my market to buy my big vehicles, I want them to part with that much money in retail. That's as most as I can milk out of them out of retail before I have to shift to HasLabs. This is pretty much at that top end. I don't want to keep pushing this just because I have a couple of extra parts in here, because I want to assure these sales. If I start changing the price on this based on the piece count, you can't trust me on the next few vehicles when it comes to repaints and retooling. That will turn people away from buying larger end vehicles, I think this is one of the ones where they balance the cost and say good enough.
Yeah, right? I hope so. I hope you're right. I can see that.
After the fiasco with the Trouble Bubbles, and they're both basically the same thing, and then one was a different price mark, a lot of people complained about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that was a Target error, though, wasn't it? Wasn't that a Target pricing error? And if it was,
that's right. That was Python Patrol.
So. It was Python. That was the price difference. But the point
it was $10 cheaper.
Right? The market, you can't trust your market not to change their mind with every small price jump you do, right? So you have to pick and choose which ones are worth doing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, Bobby. While they're not showing the HasLab, they don't want to discourage people from buying the Stinger. I think they would sell more Stingers than HasLabs, because everybody wants the Stinger. Everybody might not want whatever, or might not have the money for whatever the HasLab's going to be. But after seeing the Vamp kind of fiasco, I think they're going to sell the shit out of these Stingers. And they're not Pulse exclusives. They're Fan Channel and Pulse, so they're going to be more widely distributed. That's not going to stop them from FOMOing the hell out of it. But
the HasLab definitely is not for everyone, because you're also getting your mind around spending money and not seeing a product for well over a year. A lot of people are not used to doing that.
Yeah. The other thing to pay attention to with these Vamps, right? Why they're going to probably repeat it is there's a lot of Joe vehicles we're all asking for. And this is about that template of a medium-sized vehicle that they have an abundant supply. I mean, you go to the Striker, you can name off like a dozen or so Joe vehicles and Cobra vehicles that will hit this price point for this kind of plastic use, right? So they want to do it right early.
Yeah, I agree. They've got so many vehicles at this size they could pull from. It could be it could be almost endless if they wanted to tool them all. This is where he was talking about they did work on changing the durometer of that plastic, was when he was talking about the shovel, because the one on the vamp was kind of a little flimsier. I didn't really have a problem with it, but I saw where some people
Did they move
noted
the
that.
Did you see if they moved the fire extinguisher bracket? I didn't catch if they did that.
I did not.
No. I think I have a mouse in my garage now. Son of a bitch.
No, they did not. There it is, right there. It's in the same spot.
It just looks white. Yeah.
It's yellow, I think.
Yellow. Okay.
Yeah. But so we got that. We've got the roof rack. I asked the other night if we thought that it was removable, and last night Matthew and Pop Blender stream, and I don't think they ever noted if it is actually removable. Obviously, you'll be able to get it off of there, but right there, I don't know. I mean, you can see where the hinge is, but I'm wondering if this is not going to come already assembled, because that's going to have to wrap under that roll bar and go around the door hinge there.
Yeah, it's a good question, but I think that Hasbro has enough intelligence in their patents and designs that they've used like a hook and clip. So like you hook it over that first roll bar and then it snaps into place. I can't see them not making these removable, right?
Well, they also know they're also watching Gridiron, because they've been losing a lot of ground to third-party manufacturers, and they see how many people are pimping out their vamps with Gridiron and the other manufacturers.
But is it running away from them, or is it actually causing people to want to buy more vamps?
It's doing both. They know they're losing money by not doing this stuff, and they want to make the Stinger way more appealing by having it on there.
Accessories, because like we used to get accessory packs of all kinds, from weapons to whatever. We lose our shit, we go buy an accessory pack with some backpacks and guns and stuff like that. I think Hasbro is missing a big thing on pumping out the extra accessories. There is a lot of money to obtain from that.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
We've been saying that for a long time. How about this?
Yeah.
I say we leave this to the chat. I'm going to put a bet out there until we see otherwise that these are absolutely removable components. Does anybody want to bet against me on a gentleman's bet here? Either two of you, or anybody in the chat want to say, I adamantly stand by they will not be removable.
I think they will be. I think they will be removable.
One last reason why? Because
we will.
If it wasn't removable, you'd have to have a reason why it wasn't removable, such as, hey, it's got electronics for those lights. There's wires running to it. There's no good reason. You would know this as a conversion guy. You would know this as a collector, and Hasbro would have to say, yeah, we just did it because we could.
Yeah, I think it will be. I'm just curious as to where. Now, we'll find out this month, because they said there's an unboxing of it coming, like they showed with the vamp. And I like that they pointed out when they said that they're going to show us how to put the tires on.
I think it clips right into the side rail right there, and it
right there.
Yeah, where the oh shit bars go.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, now that it's open, it does look like it's just a clamp.
Because it looks wider than the actual rail on the vamp.
Wasn't it a clamp on the Stinger originally? I never had.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. So it's probably the same design.
Yeah, and this is kind of based off the Mark II, because this come around the time of the Mark II vamp. So this is what this is basically what we're going to see when we get the Mark II vamp, which I actually liked better than the Mark I, than the green one. Personally, I know that's an unpopular opinion, but and they were definitely removable on it. So there's the driver. You guys happy with the driver? What do y'all think about her or him? I keep getting to calling him her because of the ferret.
Yeah, well, isn't that the point though, right? Well, it's your second grade driver. This is your male variant. I hope he has the ethnicity heads. I can't remember if they covered if he had the extra head choice or not.
I don't think so. You
don't think so either, right? Yeah, I don't know. You love it. Love it. What else can you say? Love it.
Yeah, I
Love
mean it's a really good looking set. They're going. So I was trying to
The
get to the
driver.
better pictures.
Yeah. You know how everybody wanted clutch,
Oh,
right?
that is a black dude right there.
Well, it was
That's
it was an African American before too, right? Like
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It's just if we see him get a Caucasian head, then we know he changed.
Okay, that right there. I was looking at. I was seeing
Yeah.
that. I wasn't saying it. So it is. So it is a African American head
Yeah.
sculpt. But that's what we got with the Python officer. You know
Mhm.
it's that head sculpt.
That's true. You didn't get the other head with him, did you? Or did you?
No, it was
No,
just the
no.
one.
But with these ones, right? You think everybody was after the clutch when they couldn't get that vamp, like I did. I went and bought clutch off the secondary market because I couldn't get the vamp. Just having that OG guy. This, as a troop builder, is going to infuriate people soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at this kind of like it's more of a specialized, type of trooper, whatever.
Oh, but don't you want a co-driver now? Don't you want a gunner for like that follow-on turret? Like,
Oh, they'll probably release a Stinger fire team. So
yeah. Oh, good point.
that they'll probably release a Stinger, something to complement it.
You know what I want them to come out with this? The ASP. That capable anti-aircraft gun.
The ASP would be sweet.
Yeah.
The ASP would be badass. So I'll go back to Daredevil. Daredevil will not back HasLab. It's a $1 billion company. I kind of agree with you, but I see the logic behind them. That's what I thought when I first heard about HasLabs, but they're supposed to be dream projects, right? They're supposed to be the stuff that they can't do or they're not gonna do for mainline release stuff. So as long as they keep hitting the mark of stuff they know is not going to sell in stores and they're only going to make X number, I can kind of see it. I don't know that I could buy every single one if I want every single, or I would want every single one. But I think they're going to go up in cost. I think after this year or possibly this year, I think they're going to hit the above 300 mark.
Yeah. War Chest brought up a good point too that caught my interest there. And it says, I'm still in shock that nobody put out the Hiss Tank mods. It would have loved something to put in missile spots, and I think those missiles suck ass. War Chest, I'm looking at my Hiss Tank right now, and I'm totally agreeing with you. Like, why couldn't we put a gunner chair into that port, where the missiles are? And has Gridiron made anything? Have you guys seen anything for the Hiss Tanks? Any mods?
No, but they are. They've said they are. They've said they're coming.
Those
That's
are
a great point, War Chest.
Okay, so with the Vamp add-ons, you had a frame of reference of existing military designs out there. With a Hiss add-on, you've got to do some customizing. It's going to take longer to get to it. I could definitely see Gridiron addressing the Hiss at some point.
Gunner chair.
Yeah. They've said that they're doing it. They're just, I don't know what the holdup is. They're probably so busy making stuff for the Vamp, but it's like everything else. They had to have it in hand for the measurements and get it in hand and design it. And I think whenever they do, they're going to drop a whole bunch of stuff at one time. Maybe in sections like they did for the Vamp, but I think because of the time, I think that they're going to drop a whole bunch of Hiss mods all at one time on us. So
here's a question for you, because do you both have some Gridiron stuff? Like I know Aaron, you do, and Darren.
Yeah,
I don't have much.
No, I was gifted mine. Like I was gifted the Saboteur set, so I do have familiar with what they bring to the table. Here is something that you had me just think of just now. Remember when Hasbro said we won't do the accessories and play sets? Given what Gridiron does for quality and paint and design and the nuances of improving the feel of your characters, would you pay an extra amount for them to do anything in regards to like a play set, like say the Watchtower by Gridiron or the Surveillance Tent by
Oh,
Gridiron.
yeah.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
it, from the quality that I've seen and if it looked good enough, absolutely. I'd buy it.
I can't say I wouldn't buy one, but I wouldn't buy many
Yeah.
because stuff is so high as it is. The quality's there. I mean, it's like, you know, I'm not knocking their stuff. Their stuff is what little bit of it I have. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what I paid for it, but it is restrictive. I love the loadouts. I like watching all of the stuff that Punk reviews, the
Absolutely. Yeah.
gridiron loadouts that his buddy gets. But I'm not going to pay more to change weapons for a figure than I paid for the figure. One-off stuff like that old painless Predator gun that I bought, the double barrel shotgun that actually breaks down and has shells in it, things like that. It would have to be a really special set for me to buy it. Not saying I wouldn't, but you're looking at over $100 for every one of them, easy.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, when I see the Gridiron, and I'm like, where do they fall in your Joe collection? I think for the average person, I would be like going, yeah, that one character gets it. Your very favorite Joe, you buy them the Gridiron, right? And then everybody else gets the normal kit. But who's that cobweb collector? Yeah,
yeah. Cobb's like, oh, you guys are still going. Yeah, I didn't want to go this long. We had a lot of stuff to get through, and we want to hear what the chats had to say.
Thanks for keeping us on, Cobb.
Yeah,
that's
we're good background.
Swiper Island got it wrong. It was always 3-hour dude chat, bros, never 2. I don't know. Where
Yeah. I don't know what the heck he was talking about 2 hours. That's for beginners.
Can't imagine that guy being wrong about anything, you know. So
you just keep doing it, man.
You know, keeps on predicting it. He didn't predict 3 hours and 30 minutes, did he?
I'd love to see that dude go live one freaking time. One time.
We ain't getting off on that.
No, we were doing good.
Tonight, so we'll save it for another time because you know he's probably bound to put some shit out. So yes. Yes, the his tank wasn't a dream. A whale is. His could have been retail with one fig. I agree with that. The hiss could have been. They could have done it without some of the bells and whistles. Didn't have to have electronics in it, and they could have done one figure, and they probably could have done it for $170, $160, somewhere in that neighborhood. But they had to dip their toe in the water somewhere, so they went all out with the vehicle they knew people would buy because it's so iconic. It wouldn't have been the first one. I don't think his tank when I think Dream G.I. Joe vehicle, but it's one that they knew people would be like, oh man, the hiss, I gotta have it. So they went to the max with it.
I heard a disturbing theory, and it goes right in line with this. Sure, HasLab gave you your hiss, but the over-the-counter retail, once this market's been proven by vamps and ferrets and whatnot, could very well still bring you a Toxo hiss. You could get that. No electronics, but the Toxo variant, right? Or the Crimson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'd like to see the Crimson one. What's up, 80s Toy Boy? How you doing, man?
What's up, 80s Toy Boy? Good to see you, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming by. So, well, time to rate the Stinger and the driver.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got to bring it to an end. I don't think I'm going to be surprised by any of your marks.
Ready?
Probably not.
It's a 10.
I can't see. Yeah, CFL and FVI. Well, we already did that. I don't see anything not to like with the Stinger. I'm concerned about the missile rack, like you guys brought up. Aside from that, I don't see anything not to like about this. I love the figure. I love the gray. And as I mentioned, I did not have this as a kid, and I don't own one now. So I am really excited to get my hands on this. So Grievance is 10. Matt is a 10.
9.
Or no, Matt. I'm sorry, Matthew's in 9. Yeah, trying to
He's over on
add
his
a little.
computer
Yeah,
screaming,
yeah.
9.
No, he just knocked his phone off the stand. Is what happened there. So, 80s Toy Boy. How many are you guys in for? Probably one. I just don't have the money or the room to accommodate more than that. So I maybe 2. We'll just have to see what all else is being sold.
I gotta wait till after Joe Fest because I'm gonna be trying to track down a HasLab or 2 and a couple of other things. So 1 for sure, but I also kind of want to invest in having 1 put away.
Yes.
What I'm concerned about is how far behind is Vamp Mark 2 because I missed Vamp Mark 1 and I'm
Yeah.
We're
Good
gonna
night,
find
Cobweb.
you some good deals, Crow.
Yeah.
I know, buddy. I'm bringing enough to cover all those deals.
And you have to also keep in mind that this one is theoretically going to be easier to get than the Vamp because
That's
it's
right.
going to be way more widely distributed.
Right.
Why did I not say that right?
Yeah.
So you get a lot more retailers.
Yeah, and a lot of people saw what happened with the Vamp, and they're going to knee jerk and go right after it day 1.
Oh yeah,
Exactly. That's that FOMO. I still say they got some Vamps hiding under a rock somewhere. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it till I don't see it when June is over. I think there's gonna be, oh, we found a container or some shit. So Conhuesos 9 on the Stinger and the driver, Loki a 10, War Chest an 8. No, he's got a helmet.
Yeah, but with the Vamp, you got a steel core extra helmet.
Oh, the extra. Okay.
Hey,
Okay,
80s Toy Boy brought up a good. How many stingers are you guys gonna get?
I just mentioned that.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't. So how many are you gonna get?
Well, I'm sorry. Somehow I missed it. I missed how many you guys you're gonna get.
Well, yeah. So after Woody buys his, Aaron, are you gonna buy 1 or 2? Because that's all that's left.
Dude,
I'm gonna have to rent one from Woody.
Yeah,
I'm doing my magic number like I do with most of them. I'm gonna get 3 and then probably play with 1, or I'm definitely gonna tear 1 apart. But
yeah, you taught me that. I like that idea. If I can do that, I will. But
yeah, I'm probably just gonna get 1. I may, like I said, I may get 2, but it's getting to be where room is going to be an issue. I'm actually already looking at getting another set of shelves for in here, and I don't know where I'm going to put the stuff I got to move. So
anytime you want to maximize your shelf space, let me know, bro. I will come help you.
Yeah. No, it would be hiring you.
Shelving.
Yeah. That may be something like what you got behind you, but I like my painted cheap ass bargain hunt shelving that I've got twice as much in paint as I do in the shelves themselves.
Oh yeah, I have that same shelving in my garage, I believe.
Aaron, when you see some of the houses I'm looking at to move into there, and I say I'm gonna pay for you to come down here and give me a hand, but just really quick, I want to just say, if he's still out there in the chat, thanks very much for the show the other night, Punk. I believe it was his show that showed the ramen tank, by the way.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called, but
yeah. So this thing is versatile enough to be a Wolverine, a bridge layer, and probably a regular main battle tank. They showed a lot of images on it. That apparently is going to be a item that's going to be somehow available on some level for order at Joe Fest. I learned it was seeing that stream and seeing the pictures. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Like, if somebody was just word of mouthing this thing, I wasn't interested. After I saw the pictures that were provided, yeah, that thing looks gorgeous. Yeah. So that might also dictate how many stingers I buy.
And it's versatile.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Very.
And the interior detail for that for the tank, I was laughing at the readout screens and everything. I was like, man, they look comfy, but it's that nice white in there. I was like, oh yeah, you can really make out that interior detail like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the Stinger is going up on the 18th at 1 Eastern. And I think that's when the retros are going to.
I think
Or
so.
the retros next week. I'm all the Marauders 2-pack is the Pulse exclusive. Sarge is a fan channel, and the Stinger is a fan channel. But I forgot which ones are going up when. I think the Stinger and the retros are going together, and maybe Sarge and the 2-pack are next Tuesday. I can't keep up with it, but that information's out there.
And it's never reliable anymore, right? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, they keep moving it. I know somebody earlier mentioned the dock wave, the ones that we're waiting on. So here it is.
Yeah,
So
I'm expecting that next week.
Yeah, with
retros are next week. Night Loki, we're just about done.
Yeah, we're
here.
gonna
just
call
trying to find the release date. So the retros are next week. So and I think Marauders something is next week too. But so that's it. Yeah, me too, Loki. I got one of them tomorrow too. I'll go ahead and get this off of here. So that is our breakdown and what we think about the new stuff. We've all got some varying opinions and some matching opinions on a couple of them. So I will go ahead and get ready to wrap this up, and we'll go in order. Ron, what you got going on, and where can people find you?
You can find me at my Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and it's all under Aaron the Toyenhancer. All you got to do is type that in. I'm sure it'll pop right up. You guys can find me there. I'm going to be doing some reviews this week and prepping my Viper costume, trying to get that ready so I can slip into it for Joe Fest.
Yeah, we got just over 2 weeks, 2 weeks and 2 days, 16 days. We'll be down there, fellas.
Crunch time.
Yep, I'm just gonna get ready to start making some road to Joe Fest content. Get into that in a second. Crow, what about you?
So I am I'm finishing up a bunch of figs this week. You guys can find me on my channel. It's just Crusty Old Crow, and I'm on Insta. I'll respond. I'm not great with my Insta, but I'm there because nobody's targeted me. But I'm also on Facebook, but it's under a different name, and I don't very much active on Facebook at all. But some characters you're going to see this week. Just I'll throw out. You'll see a Night Force short fuse.
Nice.
The winter variant of low light with ghillie suit and a different kind of rifle. Just some different features for him for my winter line, and then the Tanith guy and a couple more, and we're getting into some cavalry. So
nice. Is that gonna go with?
I did Budo. That reminds me, Loki. I gotta talk to you. I gotta buy more Warbler off you because Budo. Fuck.
Nice. Is that gonna go with the messenger bike? The horse.
You know what? I was looking at him on horseback. The thing is, I'm taking a Kylo Ren Star Wars figure, and I'm building the armor off of that. And even where I have the armor plating, he can still sit on a horse. So I want an end state Budo. It's like the dystopian samurai Ronin look. I'm not a big fan of Budo, but screw it, why not? They haven't done it, I'll do it. So
yeah, well, they will now.
Yeah, sons of bitches, that's fine.
If you're, Matthew asked Stinger's Amazon. It's Amazon and like all of the fan channel, BBTS, EE. I'm sure some of the guys like Big Bad will have those. Not Big Bad, Hella Dope. Some of those guys will probably have them too. And of course, Pulse.
It's a strong point, though, Matt. Thanks for bringing it up. Yes, if it's Amazon, there we go. A lot of the restrictions that we had with Pulse might not be there because we have Amazon as an option as well. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yep. So, and I will be right here on 3-Star Draw. I don't really have a whole lot coming up. I've still got a couple things I need to unbox and put up. And I had this dude sitting here the whole time, so I wanted to grab him
Oh,
because I spent about an hour putting everything on this damn dude. So
every
uh,
day, every single
no,
day.
no, just the one day,
Okay.
last Sunday, I think. Very good figure, very, very frustrating. Anyway, so he's worth the money if that's Mezco Firefly. If you guys are interested, he's worth the money. He's a good figure. I'll be right here. Huh?
Which store did you order him from again?
I pre-ordered him at BBTS, and he is still available. Most of the Mezco Joes are sold out when they release, and for a long time after. Last I looked, he is actually available right now. And I don't know how I had it, but I had a $15.50 or BBTS credit. I have no idea how I got it, but it said will apply to your next purchase, and he was the next thing that charged. So I actually wound up getting him for like $103 shipped. So can't argue with that. So I've got a couple videos I need to do, just random unboxing, take a look at things I haven't gotten to yet. Don't have a whole lot coming up in the way of streams. Pop Blender and I should be here next Wednesday on Sevens Wild, and we're probably going to talk about some of this and whatever else we get that leaks out. They told us they got some more Joe stuff that's gonna come out, but we will have some kind of cool nostalgic bitching, complaining topic, I'm sure. And that is it. I will be in the chats, and you guys need me. 3-star draw, down south 7 spelled out, and then 7 the number on Instagram. So with that said, good night to the chat. Anybody watching the replay, thank you for coming by. Hit that like and all of that good stuff. I hadn't said that yet because I always forget. And real quick at the end, Grievance, did y'all watch Acolyte? Not yet.
Yeah.
I'm going
Because
to.
we were live while the new episode came on.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out. Still.
I'm going to I want to watch it so I can keep up with Pop Blender and Matthew while they talk about it.
That's why
But I don't have a big interest in it, but I want to give it a chance. So I don't have high hopes. So Matthew's like, it's so bad.
Yeah, Matt, I agree. I watched it last night, guys, and I'm going to watch the whole series. Same way I drive slow past all accidents. I want to see the damage.
Yep. Gotta watch the train wreck. So yep. It's Jay Gonzo. Same to you. Good night, dude bros. And we will catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Catch you on the next time.